welcome to Health Hits Experience.
The anger is sort of what keeps me going.
This is how change works. Small things all gathered together.
Make sure that the rest of the group knows.
So I need to know that you have my back on this. Hello and welcome once again to Health Hits Experience for the third and hopefully final installment of Meet the Rippers. Join our 4 Victorian monster hunters, Wayne and Noel Remington and Dr. and Craig Natura, who belong to a local chapter of the Rippers, a Victorian, London-based monster hunting organization, as they try to find the answers to 3 mysteries. 1, why was their mentor and employer, Arthur Dodge, killed by a 4-armed gargoyle they saw escaping his apartment after it had been ransacked by thugs? 2, who is the hidden mole operating within their organization that Arthur had reported to Ms. Mina Harker, the head of the Rippers organization? 3, what and where is the mysterious and extremely powerful Mesoamerican artifact that Arthur was supposed to secure as it entered the country? While searching Arthur's ransacked lodgings, our team found his appointment journal, which listed several upcoming meetings. After his funeral, they decided to keep these appointments in the hopes of getting more information. Unfortunately, somehow, the villains who were behind Arthur's death also had come into possession of this information and had a similar idea. Ugh. At the first rendezvous, they encountered a shapeshifter who seemed to be able to look exactly like anyone, who appeared as the deceased Arthur Dodge. He managed to escape that encounter. They found a terrified contact of Arthur's who had been gathering information about 4 extremely powerful freelancers who had been hired by someone to secure this artifact. Just as he was imparting that information, they were attacked by a huge, monstrously strong, 8-foot-tall, patchwork Frankensteinian creature. They managed to escape, but dear Craig was nearly killed.
Also, Scroggs died.
Scroggs did die.
He's so dead.
He died like so fast.
He ate pavement.
He took pavement to the head.
He ate pavement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was like immediate.
From
nearly
behind.
killed in the encounter.
Yeah.
So now we meet our team. Craig was bivouacked to the hospital where he is recuperating. Dr. Natura has taken the leg of this flesh monster and is doing weird scientific experiments upon it, as is her specialty.
You know, like you do.
And
learn
the
anything?
Remingtons have decided that before tonight's appointment, they were going to go and try to do some research, see if they could hit the books and find out anything about what's going on.
Yep.
Does that sound about right to everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Then let us get things underway. Boom.
Excellent.
Let's start out, first of all, by talking to Dr. Natura. Craig is on the mend. The medical staff here at, let's say, St. Bart's Hospital, because that's where Dr. Watson worked, so it jumps to my mind, has done a decent job of patching him up. He's got a pretty grievous head wound, but luckily he has an extremely thick skull. And he appears to be recovering as well as could be expected, probably better than could be expected considering he's punched through a wall. You have taken the leg of this giant flesh monstrosity and you grabbed some handy-dandy hospital-based scalpels and other accoutrements and decided to do some research on this thing.
Cool.
As you're slicing this thing open and dissecting it and poking and prodding around, you notice something very unnerving. Even though this is the severed limb of a clearly dead person,
Oh no.
it is still twitching.
Yep.
It is still moving.
I had a feeling.
The toes are still wiggling, and the knee is kind of bending, and it does not appear to be in any way less alive, considering its decapitated nature.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Gross.
And that makes you think that the other 75+% of that thing, buried as it was under a mountain of cats, may still be functional, if in a slightly more detached form.
It's fine. He's in jail. Is he though?
Oh
Is he
yeah,
really?
I'm sure.
No,
he
I'm
is.
sure he got away. It's no question.
However, as you're
had to convince the
ditching around
cops
with
to
this, your mind, working as it does, gets some inspired ideas. And if you would like to make a Ripper Tech check on this thing, we can see if you were able to come up with anything that might be useful here. Oh, look at there! Look
Oh.
at there!
Ooh, that's nice. That's
So,
really high.
so I'm going to say, all right, that as you are poking
I'm
and prodding,
wicked
and-
smart.
yeah, wicked smart. As you're poking and prodding and slicing and dissecting and peeling back and seeing how this thing somehow manages to still be alive and kicking and active, even though it's been severed, you find some, let's say, lymph nodes or fluid that's circulating through the veins or whatever is keeping this thing alive, and you are able, if you wish, to spend the rest of the time here that you're in the hospital with Craig while he's recuperating, coming up with some kind of an extract that may be able to bring Craig back to full health.
I just slip it in his IV or something.
Trust me, I'm a doctor. It's fine.
And
fine.
you're not quite sure what negative effects it might have, because you're not doing this in a standard Ripper Tech laboratory. You're not. If you were at your own lab, and you had time,
You're at a
probably
hospital. These tools.
yeah,
These tools are.
you could probably run some tests on some small urchin children or something that you would.
Naturally.
Yeah, of course.
But if you want to give this to Craig, Craig, you can be healed up to full, and I'll say you even have a second dose of this that you can keep in reserve if somebody should
In case he
find
gets punched
themselves.
through a wall again.
In case somebody should find themselves in bad shape, you're able to
Cool.
have some of this Frankenstein juice that you could jab somebody with. All right.
Nice.
You gotta just keep
All right,
shooting
cool.
me full of juice.
In the meantime, while this is going on, we have several hours, actually pretty much most of a day until the next appointment, which I believe was scheduled for 9 p.m. tonight.
Yes.
And it's probably like 11 o'clock in the morning. So you guys have, like 10 hours to do stuff. So, so you have a couple of options. You can hit any kind of sources of information that you'd like. If you wanted to hit the the libraries, you could. If you wanted to hit the newspaper archives, you could. If you wanted to go up to the Van Helsing estate and see if you could get access to the any kind of files or information that might be available in the archives there, you could. So there's various options available to you. I guess I need to know what sort of tactic you want to approach this with. And you could probably do more than one, depending on how successful you are. What you want to find out.
What exactly are we looking into, darling?
I wanted to try to find information on the creature that was. You told us about. Did you tell us? You did tell us about the guy
Yes,
that
there's the
just
one that
got
peeled
yeah,
off his
right.
face, yes.
I
unnerving.
wanted to try to figure out what that creature was, so perhaps we know what we're going up against
That
if
seems
we
like a good
come
idea.
across it again.
Also, I would like to do some research on finding a way to disassemble a gargoyle, if we happen to come across one again.
It is
All right.
still out there.
Yes, and I don't know if it actually has any fleshy bits or if it's all stone.
Well, perhaps we'll find out.
Yes, let's.
All right. So where are you heading? What's your angle of attack here?
Would just like the general library really have stuff on this?
I mean, so the
like myths.
yeah, there's
I guess
myths and
myths,
occult
yeah,
and that
that.
sort of stuff, and certainly, with a persuasion check, you could probably potentially find access to the restricted stacks and reference books.
That would make sense.
Yes.
I think that would be my first area I'd want to check.
All right.
I can agree with that, yes.
Very good.
Start.
Perhaps if this doesn't pan out, maybe, depending on how long it takes Craig to get back up, perhaps we could make a trip over to the Van Helsing estate if all
That
else
was my
fails.
next stop.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, do either of you have, neither of you guys have any kind of edges that give you an increase in status within the Ripper's world, right? You're all just normal people. Okay, cool.
Everyday
Because that
Joes.
would be something, that if you had a minor title or something along those lines, it would certainly ease your way into these things, but that's
Right.
fine. So you make your way from the hospital to the main British Library. As you are going, you hear a newsboy crying out, "Extra, extra, read all about it! Special edition, another faceless body pulled from the Thames! Extra, extra, police are concerned that this heralds a new reign of terror, much like the Ripper in Whitechapel several years ago. A terrified city cowers in fear. Extra, extra." This is the first you guys are really hearing about this, so he's certainly playing up the
Yeah.
cowering in fear thing, but, kids, sensationalism. They're trying to make this into something big.
They're trying to sell them papers.
They
Yeah,
do.
That's
they
a
sell
paper
them
papers.
I don't want
That's
to
a
step on
business.
his...
They only have about 130 years before papers are extinct, so,
Yeah, they're going to take full advantage.
Got to get those pennies while they can.
I hope it doesn't get worse, I suppose.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
All right. You make your way to the library, and yes, there's certainly your basic Victorian library staff. Big desks and reading rooms and all that sort of stuff. It's not, I don't believe, like our public libraries today. It's mostly, I think, academics and that sort of stuff who frequent it. People in the upper crust. People have a reason to go to the library. They don't have the fiction section where you can get the latest.
Young adult novel.
Dang.
Yes, right. So certainly you can make your way there, and you certainly, I believe you both have a cult.
I do not have a
But you have
I
an
have a
occult.
cult.
She does.
Yeah, so you certainly know that there are books out there about stuff, and they're generally like apart from the pop occult things, that is out there, but the really good stuff is always hidden away behind the desk, and you got to know somebody or talk to somebody or have a good reason to be accessing it. I will say that if you just want to give me a persuasion roll to see if you can access that information.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a D12 in that.
Yeah, that's how I convinced the cops the last time to try and do something. Let us. Okay,
Good stuff.
it's almost
Very
a
good.
2, so I'll take it.
Yeah, so you're able to talk your way in, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, you're doing research for this and that, da-da-da. Sure, of course, yes, we can grant you access to it.
I'm with her.
Yes. And they take you back and to a special locked reading room, and once you're in there, you see all sorts of books, ancient tomes, and,
Oh.
dust-covered volumes and things with unpronounceable names, and several of them look like they're probably bound in human skin, and a lot of them are on the Vatican's do not read list, and all that sort of stuff. But you're able to access into these things. Researching through here, you're looking for information about shapeshifters in general?
Yeah, I'd say that's where I'd start.
All right, cool.
Go from there.
There are articles in there. There are legends about shapeshifters. There are doppelgangers, which are a species that are legendary from German mythology and folklore and stuff. But none of them seem to have this peeling off the skin sort of thing. As you read through, it takes a while to flip through all this stuff. Why don't you give me an occult roll to see how much time it takes to track down the appropriate information?
I'm reading any book she hands me.
Sure. Yep. All right, cool. Success but no raise. I'm going to say after about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of just pulling books off the stacks and going through and no, this is no good, this is no good, fine. You come across something that talks about a myth from the Americas about something called a skinwalker. And what it's there's not a ton of information about this. It's something from Native American mythology, and there's conflicting stories about what exactly it is they do. But one of the things that you seem to find reference to is that they can take the faces of people, and this is not necessarily directly from Native American legends. This is other people doing research based on these Native American legends. You see other people have done some stuff, and just a real world disclaimer, this is not in any way, shape, or form trying to culturally appropriate or be insensitive towards any Native or otherwise things. This is, of course, fiction where crazy monsters happen. So let's get that out of the way.
Disclaimer.
Yes, disclaimer. So there is a monster that perhaps these legends may have been based on, and one of the things that you find in these books is that they can not only take someone's appearance, but when they remove a person's face and apply it to themselves, they not only take on the appearance, the mannerisms, the voice of that individual, they also are able to access some of their memories.
That explains a lot.
Yes, it does. That explains why they were there at that first meeting place that Arthur had.
It is unfortunate that it means he also knows of my weaknesses.
That he does.
Of course, of all the people.
Ugh.
Well, we should definitely be wary of tonight then, at the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay. You fudge through and look for anything else that you can seem to find, but that seems to be the gist of what you have that at least seems relevant to what's going on here. I mean, there's all kinds of myths and legends, and you could go down a rabbit hole for hours and hours and just get lost on it. But as you distill it down to what seems relevant,
Right.
that seems to be the relevant stuff.
Did we want to look into the gargoyle as well?
Yes, if at all possible. If that thing shows up again, I'm not sure if my blades are going to be much use.
Yes, so if I can try to dig up anything about that, if
About
possible.
gargoyles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so once again, why don't you give me an occult roll to see how long this is going to take, because time is, in fact,
waning.
That's my name.
Oh, man.
So that's a failure.
Dang.
I'm going to roll for no reason. I'm not good at this. I'm just rolling.
Oh, you're all bad. Oh, it's the same thing.
As an unskilled attempt. Yeah, so you guys are tearing through the books here, and I mean, you see, there's stuff about what the gargoyles were supposed to represent and why they were attached to churches as downspouts and, architectural features of them. But you don't find really anything at all about, actual living gargoyles, at least in these reference books that they seem to have here.
This unfortunately does not seem to be helping us.
I've learned a lot about Gothic architecture, though. What a wonderful way to spend the day.
Maybe we can implement it into our home.
Sure, darling. After we're done with all of this.
Yes, once this is all resolved, you guys are getting some flying buttresses.
Yes, we are. We can always
We
hope.
deserve it.
Yes.
We deserve it.
All right,
We deserve
very
some
good.
buttresses after this ordeal.
Any other research tasks that you wish to take on? I'm going to say that you guys started at probably around 11 by the time you got there. You spent, what did I say, 2 hours
You said
getting
an
the
hour and
stuff?
a half on the
Hour and a
first
half on the
one.
first one. I'll say that you probably spent an equal amount of time on the second one and came up blank.
Okay.
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 So that makes it, what, around 2 in the afternoon now?
Yeah.
Right.
And there's an appointment at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
9 o'clock? Is that what it said?
Yeah, it was 9 o'clock.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
We could always get lunch and come back to this.
can't really do good work on an empty stomach.
Right, that's what I always say.
All right.
Okay, we'll take a break.
So we crossfade to the Remingtons sitting there daintily dabbing at the corners of their mouth after having a nice,
Thank you, Tom.
delightful plate of bangers and mash.
And I informed my husband about how your wife almost got run over by a carriage.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. So we're going to cut to the next bit of actual plot advancement that you guys might engage in.
Yes.
Much as I know the audience would love to just hear your lunchtime chat
I want
for the next
15
hour and a half.
minutes at least.
If I know our audience, they're
chatter.
like, skip the
lo-
action.
they
I just
love
want to
it.
see Wayne and Noel have lunch.
They just love chatting.
Absolutely.
Everyone
Yeah,
just
no, it's
loves
great.
just like
It's
hanging
great.
out and chatting.
All right.
So we don't know a lot of other stuff right now. We're sort of just aware that there's a bunch of. We didn't even.
So what you know is that there was this gargoyle.
Right, we know there's a
right?
gargoyle.
There was a gargoyle. It flies. It has 4 arms, and it's something out of Vienna is where that Scroggs traced it back to.
Right.
The Patchwork Man that you fought, and finally Mr. Bosch, who
Skinwalker.
seems to be a skinwalker, and a fourth hired gun, a fourth freelancer who he was not able to find any information
Right.
about.
Right. This is
Okay.
some sort of extremely secretive individual.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really leave us with a lot, does it?
No, it does not.
We couldn't find any like hints of weaknesses towards any of the Skinwalker things, could we?
I mean, the Skinwalker, from what you were able to read, is not is basically his main strength is stealth. You know, he does not have any particular resistances to, you know, I mean, a bullet to the face is a bullet
Okay.
to the face.
Good to know.
Yeah, at least from what you were able to turn up in the research that you did.
All right, well, that's good to know at least.
Yes. I don't know. We could perhaps stop at the is Van Helsing.
Van
No.
Helsing,
Okay,
yes.
I was right.
Yeah.
The Van Helsing estate, or we could go check back in with Craig and Dr. Natura. See what if she found anything in regards to that leg that could possibly help us.
We have enough time. We should probably go check the estate first.
Okay.
And then I either need to pick up a hammer or find a gun or something, just in case we come across that gargoyle again. It keeps coming up, and then we keep getting distracted.
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
Right. So, once again, the Van Helsing estate is a bit out of the center of London. So, you know, it's in a more posh estate grounds outside of the city proper. You know, with some acreage. So it takes a little while to get out there.
Yep.
So we're going to say it's probably by the time you guys get out there and you convince somebody to let you in and whatever. We'll say it's probably 3:30 going on 4, right?
Okay.
So we have a
So-
short time at least.
Time's a ticking. Mina Harker is not currently in, but she did give you some paperwork
Right.
that grants you access to the lodge and to the stacks of library and research materials there,
This will probably be a little more helpful, I imagine.
potentially.
We're very important people.
Don't go flaunting that, dear. Remember, we're trying to be secret about this.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, let's look some more stuff up. So we didn't figure out anything about gargoyles.
Nope.
So that's not a bad idea. And then I guess let's try to look up anything else we can about like creatures that utilize stealth or like utilize invisibility or anonymity of some sort. Because we're trying to figure out who this fourth guy is.
That's what we
Yeah,
want to know.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that makes the most sense.
Okay.
Works for me.
Cool. All right, so you guys head to the research laboratory in the lodge, and the lodge is a very, as we saw in episode 1, a very fancy, ornate, stately manor house that, you know, definitely rich upper crust British, housing. But you also, once you are shown around by virtue of being members of the Ripper and having basically a pass from Mrs. Harker, you are shown through like we'll pull this candlestick here, this bookcase will swing around, come down this set of stairs here into the sub-basement, and then you find the training rooms, and they have a fully functional Ripper Tech lab in the basement, and they have like a research library, and they even have some cells with monstrous test subjects and things in there. Yeah.
Quite the place they have, yeah?
Yes, they do. I wish Dr. Natura could have seen this.
She's probably already been down here, to be honest.
Oh, that's true.
She has a way of talking her way into these things.
This is true. Well, intimidating, I'd say.
Yes.
I forgot to mention, I do want to actually add to our research list, because we don't know at all anything about this artifact we're looking up.
True.
So I want to see if there's any sort of hints
That's
of any
smart, yeah.
other adjacent artifacts, or if maybe this has been mentioned before or discovered and just think nobody thought anything of it or
Sure.
something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, I want to add that to our research
All right.
list.
All right, so we're gonna cut right through the chase here. You guys are in a place where you don't have to dig through a bunch of nonsense stuff. This is all just good stuff. So basically, any information you want to know, if it's here, you can get it. The Mesoamerican artifact that was supposed to be coming in, there isn't really a lot of information about that. The Rippers have not done a lot of excursions into the Amazon or into the Yucatan. That's kind of like open territory, which is why it's so frightening that something of significant power might be coming in from that region. It's been pretty much neglected by both the Cabal and the Rippers up to this point. There's not a lot there to find out about this thing. There certainly is talk about, significant, magics originating from those cultures, and it's always been on the to-do list, but, everybody's busy fighting a war and nobody's had time to really dig into it at this point. So that comes up with a big question mark. Second of all, you are looking into gargoyles.
Yes.
Gargoyles in general tend to be mindless constructs. They are barely sentient. They're like you give them an order and they will follow it out. But they're very limited. It's like, go here, get me this thing, and bring it right back here. It's almost like, you have to, program, like if you're programming a robot or something, you have to give it very, this, bum, bum, bum. If you mess up in the instructions to it, it doesn't do what you want it to do. You find information about in Austria there is a chantry of dark wizards that have the Rippers have come across numerous times that are able to create more sentient constructs, and they are able to act with some measure of self-determination and self-actualization that your standard gargoyle doesn't. You also find
the dark wizards for some reason. I feel like they come up a lot.
And you also find that when fighting them, something heavy and blunt is a good thing. You can also do called shots at the any of the joints where the pieces come together. They seem to be weaker there, and so a called shot to like the elbow, the shoulder, any of the joints where the stone pieces rub against one another, you might be able to do some damage there, whereas otherwise you would have difficulty.
Probably a set of 3 blades attached to my wrist. Not the way to go.
Well, if you can insert into the...
I don't want to damage these. They're valuable.
I suppose.
Wayne hates
Dr.
physics.
Natura can fix them.
Wayne hates physics.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
And then as far as the shapeshifter, you find something very interesting in there. There are records in there of of in the past, this Mr. Bosch has actually been contracted by the Rippers for jobs.
Oh.
As I said, he's a freelancer, as apparently are these other ones. But this Mr. Bosch has in fact worked for the Rippers organization in the past. Not frequently, not like a regular, but there have been times. You're finding there are times where there's mention of him having been hired by the Rippers in previous operations.
You never know when you're going to need to wear someone else's skin, I suppose. Ugh.
Yeah, agreed.
The unsettling thing is, I'm sure it's not the case, but we do know there's a mole on the inside, do we not?
We do know that, yeah.
Perhaps that's how they found the contact information. And perhaps it's all connected to the same person.
Put the file down on the table.
All right. And then, I'm sorry, what else were you looking for here that you were...
We're kind of
I
running
think that
on
was
nothing.
our main point.
Right, but
Gargoyle shaped.
We want to try to figure out who that last individual is, which is not going to give us a lot.
Yeah,
No.
without any kind of specific set of...
We don't have the time for that.
Yeah, you don't have information to even start searching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there might be information in there somewhere, but it's just without any starting place, you can't really find anything. All right, so if that's that, then was the game plan to head back to the hospital and then y'all...
At this point,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
All right.
we probably should.
Good deal.
Bring them back some food.
Yes.
We go to a food truck on the way.
Yeah.
We brought you some banana cakes.
We got them from the street.
I've heard about this new place called Wendy's. Maybe we could bring them some Wendy's.
Do they have a drive-through, darling?
We'll find out.
All right. So you guys all get back to the hospital, right? You, I assume, impart whatever information you found on your little fact-finding mission. You see that Craig seems to be doing much better. You did give him the one thing, and you still have one that you're holding in reserve. All right, so let's...
Oh, you look good, Craig.
Joey gave me some juice, and then it was better.
What kind of juice?
It was in a needle.
From that thing's leg.
Yeah, she took its juice and gave me its juice.
Yes, it appears as though that although you did indeed sever this leg, it's still quite alive and moving.
Right, it was twitching when I was bringing it back.
Yes, but that never stopped. So it's still going, and so I imagine that it had some kind of, if not healing properties, longevity properties, and I figured it couldn't hurt, and then it worked.
Look, it
excellent.
worked. Here I am.
I'm glad you're alive, Craig.
I have another
Thanks, me
vial if
too.
anyone need it later.
I am
got
glad
more
that
juice.
worked out.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just a little concerned at how willing you are to put new monster parts into Craig.
Well,
I mean, look at him.
But it
I mean,
seems
I'm
like
fine.
he's fine,
He
so
can
it's
handle
probably,
it.
I'm
probably
fine.
good.
I mean, so if you need to drink the juice, you just give Joey a holler.
Right, well, you are the doctor here, and clearly you know a lot more about this than we do.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right. So if there's nothing else, then we are going to jump ahead to the next appointment. Now, I believe you said that you wanted to go early to this thing. So you guys got to the Van Helsing place at around, let's say, what was it, around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Probably spent a couple of hours looking at things, doing some research and stuff. So we're probably up to about 6 o'clock. You come back to the hospital, 6:30. So you do have time to get there and kind of scope this place out before the actual appointment time if you wanted to.
This seems like a good idea, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Let's try to
sounds
stay
great.
relatively unseen to the best of your ability.
Yeah, well, give it a shot. If not, go on my club.
Right, maybe just that's the last resort this time.
Well, we'll see.
I'd also like to say on the way there, we'd probably give you guys the information that we found in our research, so you are aware of
Oh, yeah.
weak points and things like that.
Cool.
Right.
Just making sure that's clear that that was said.
Banana cake, by the way.
Cool.
Well, that's quite delightful. Did you get this off the street?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Like, where was it on the ground?
Oh. No.
You know what? We'll explain on the way.
All right. So you all pile into a carriage or something, and you head off to to Shoreditch, which is in the east end of London. It's very much a bad part of town. This is London's East End. There are rookeries around here, the stews. There's a lot of criminal activity. There's a lot of despair and poverty and whatnot. The Club Row Animal Market is this massive open street market that lasts for several blocks in the middle of this part of the city. Where it literally people sell live animals. There are, just stall after stall of like street vendors, some rundown storefronts, and any kind of live animal that you're looking for, you can purchase there. They have dogs, they have cats, they have rabbits, they have chickens, they have pigeons, they have doves. You find there are people selling, exotic reptiles. There are people selling literally any kind of animal that you can imagine would be found that anybody might want to buy in London in the 1890s is for sale here. And it's packed full of people.
Interesting.
Yes. And this is just like there's an entire street called Hare Court where all they sell is rabbits, different breeds and varieties of rabbits. There are storefronts where they are floor, from the ground level up to like the top of the thing, which is stacks and stacks of cages with different kinds of songbirds that people would buy to have in their houses. Because when you live in Victorian squalor,
you need a bird.
You need a bird.
What better way to light up your home than a loud, annoying bird?
Yes.
And a bird you don't know how to take care of.
Yes. One that has an exotic diet that you are not meeting.
Yeah. So this is where the meeting was scheduled to take place. And as I said, it's a huge thing. I mean, it covers probably, 6 by 6 city block area of these streets.
This meeting is just somewhere amongst all the shit.
Yeah.
Presumably, Arthur had a specific place set up
Near
that
the
he knew
pigeons.
about, but the he didn't write it down. Where, just that he was going to this market at this time.
The problem is, this means that the only one who really knows exactly where Arthur is going to meet up with McGinty is McGinty and the thing that stole Arthur's face. Which means we either have to look for Arthur, or...
We don't really know who McGinty is.
That's the problem.
So we'll have to find Arthur.
Perhaps we should have done research on that.
I guess so. There wouldn't possibly just like general knowledge of McGinty or anything, like possibly that I've just heard through the Rippers organization.
Well, so what we can do here, Savage Worlds has a subsystem called Dramatic Tasks. All right, where you it's basically like a skill challenge where you have a thing that you have to accomplish, and you have a set amount of time, a certain number of rounds to do this. And you take whatever skills you can think of that might help you further this task, and you narrate how you're using those skills. You make a roll, and if you get a set number of successes before the time runs out, you succeed in that task. So I think that's what we're going to set up here. So first of all, let me... we'll stay on that page because we don't need to go anywhere. So, this is going to be a I had my hard copy of the book, and I had bookmarks all through it for, I can just zip right to this page, zip right to that page, and look it all up. And
then you forgot
my book. It's at home. So,
yep.
So give me a second to find the information about setting this up really quick.
All right, audience. All of you yell the rules at us simultaneously in the chat, and we will read them and not pay any attention to what the people are saying.
In addition, though, juice in the chat, please.
Yes, juice in the chat.
Juice in the chat, please.
Juice in the chat.
Oh, you're in the chat. Nice.
So for a multi-person task, we have 4 of you who are attempting to do this. We are going to assume that this is going to be a little bit... it's going to be a little bit tricky because you really have no idea who you're looking for as far as McGinty goes, and you really don't know whether the Mr. Bosch is here disguised as Arthur, or if he's going to slip on his face closer to the thing or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up where you are going to need... So you're going to need to get a total of 12 successes over 3 rounds.
Dang.
Which is actually pretty easy for this because you only need to get, each person gets an average of 1 success per round. It's ridiculously easy. Normally it's much harder, but we will do that. And then we will...
Wait.
Yes, go ahead.
3 rounds. Each of us goes once during the round, and we need to get 12 successes?
Yep.
So we all need to get the success every time.
Or
If
somebody gets a
explodes.
raise, those count as extra
I
successes.
see.
Gotcha. That makes way more sense. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my
also
god.
confused.
I was like, I don't have skills that are gonna help me.
This is why she has the smarts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Robin in real
Robin
life,
got it,
actually.
yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We're
Real
talking
life
about
Robin.
the smarts.
Okay.
Ironically, it's Craig.
Oh, wow. Good job, Greg.
All right. So Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're just going to keep track of who has done what, and everybody's going to get a chance to go. And I'm going to grab a pencil and a little piece of paper here.
Don't worry, guys.
gonna write
My
on the X
highest
card.
skill is fighting,
I got this.
so we got this.
You just gotta punch
That's
someone in
great.
the face for some info.
That's what I was
It's like a
going to
little
say.
tablet you can
Eh,
erase
it
everything.
can't be that hard.
Would you like a bird?
So you are here at the Shoreditch Animal Market, Club Row it's called, and you are just, probably none of you have ever made your way over to this part of town because none of you are living in squalor and poverty. So
we don't need birds.
and you don't need birds.
Definitely don't need birds.
Birds equals being poor, apparently.
So, fun fact, historical fact, that is actually what happened in London. The poor people
delightful and weird.
would buy birds to brighten up their sad Victorian existences.
I mean, why do people get cats?
Don't let anybody tell you that Health Hits experience isn't educational. That's fact.
The more you know, star. Okay.
And technically, a bird fact.
Yes,
You're welcome,
true.
Lemons.
Birds in the chat.
Birds in the
First
chat.
in the chat.
Because you know what birds come from? Eggs.
Egg.
Oh my god.
Egg in the chat.
It all just comes back.
Rob. My man.
All right, we're on a time constraint, so let's get this challenge
Okay, all right,
underway.
okay,
What are
go.
you guys doing? You are faced with this massive throng of humanity.
Are we going in a certain
It's
order?
probably about an hour and a half before the scheduled meeting time. So go ahead. Anybody shout out an idea you have for a skill that you want to try to use. Also, if you can't think of anything that would be directly helpful, you can still do something else as a support action that you can do to give somebody else a thing, right? So if you can't think of something specifically, but it's like, I could help them by using this skill, which isn't directly applicable, that's also an option in these. Okay, so go ahead.
So I was the only one who was directly, other tthan Craig, directly right up next to this guy,
Yes.
Mr. Bosch.
Yes.
And I have werewolf senses.
That is
so
true,
would
you
I know
do.
what he smells like?
I'm going to say that you probably do have some idea
Nice.
what he might
Give him a sniff.
Yeah,
Snuff.
sniff him, dude.
Watch
yeah.
me roll totally terribly.
So what
Don't you
skill?
fucking
I mean,
dare.
probably notice, right?
I'm going to say it's
Snoffing.
going to be a notice skill, yeah.
Haha, I'm not great at those.
So you have werewolf skills,
Oh,
but not great.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
Dude be
Got a
sniffing.
raise.
All right. So that is not only a success, but it's a success with a raise, right? Because
werewolves.
the challenge was 4, and you got an 11. Yes. So you have 2 successes right now. As you're sniffing around, you're not necessarily picking up his scent, but you are definitely picking up. You're sifting through all the smells and the everything that's going on here. And it's difficult because there is literally just a mass of animal life
There's
forms here.
Very overwhelming.
Yes. But you as you're going, you catch a whiff of something, and you are quite certain that you don't know where he is, but you know that he is somewhere in this market. You catch a glimpse, you catch a whiff that he has been past this way. He has been here somewhere.
Our shapeshifter friend was here not that long ago.
Oh,
dear.
fantastic.
All right,
Be on the lookout.
Yes.
who's next? Who's got something in mind?
Can I would like to get onto Craig's shoulders from a vantage point, because I know what Arthur looks like, and
That's true.
see if I can catch a glimpse of anyone who at least resembles Arthur, so we might have a direction to try.
Bad idea.
Can I boost her up and just like hold her even higher? Like she's like perched on my giant.
Craig is
little hand.
already drawing attention.
So like
We're
yeah,
not
so-
going to avoid it.
So like
Yeah.
like on
like a cheerleader.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say,
One
like a
hand.
cheerleader.
But like one
one-handed
hand,
lift.
and the other one's the other one's scritching at another kitten that he found somewhere.
That makes sense, yeah.
Noelle goes over just like, oh, hello.
All right, so you are going to do a support action using athletics. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
All right.
That makes sense.
So why don't you give me that?
And that's gonna be skills athletics.
Yep.
Any modifiers?
No. Just straight up roll.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Perfect.
We like seeing those 8s.
So that's an 8. So that gives you a success with a raise. That's going to give you a +2 on your, what are you doing, a notice check, right? All right.
I didn't do the +2,
That's okay.
7.
So 7.
which is still a success.
Still good.
It's still a success. All right. So we have 3 successes now. So Craig, you lift her up. She's up there perched on your meaty palm, gazing around, looking and looking.
Hello, little friend. Hello.
And Dr. Natura, you see about a block over, you catch a glimpse of someone who you are almost certain is Arthur. You just catch the briefest of glimpse as he passes through the crowds, moving through, but you definitely know that he is over in that direction.
Wayne, 4 o'clock.
Looking over that direction. Start going that way.
Yeah. Noelle.
I was gonna say, now that it's been located, I would like to use my notice skill to make sure that we always keep eyes on him as we're trying to make our way to him.
Okay.
Like sort of.
Yeah, so let's see. You haven't actually seen him, but you know where generally the area of where he is. And so, yes, you can absolutely start making your way over in that direction.
And at least like try to find him.
And
from
try
there.
to keep an idea of if he was heading that direction, if we go through here, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Can I assist her in parting the crowd by being scary looking?
So that would be your action for the next
Yes.
thing. So everybody's going to get 3 actions here.
I think this
Yeah,
is
so
worth
this
it,
is
yes.
like mine. Like
Yep.
before we get into the next
That's
round.
fine. Well, we don't have to do it that way. That's
Oh,
fine. If
okay.
you want to use that intimidate right now to help her with this roll, that's going to be
She
your
is
second
small,
action.
and I'm trying to scare people away.
Yep.
So should you roll first?
So you would roll first for the support.
Yes. I don't know if it's going to go well because I'm not really good at it, but
Oh, well,
it's 4.
there you go.
All right,
that
cool.
is a
So you're going to get a
success.
+1 on your notice.
Okay.
I'm helping.
Do I actually put +1 or just 1?
That,
Typing
I
in
think
the
just
thing?
one, just one.
Okay. Well, we'll just add on if it ends up being weird. Okay. Well, that still worked out.
all right. So you got a total of 5.
So that's another success.
That is another success.
But we're only at 4.
You're at 4 successes now, and there have been 5 out of 12 actions. So you're actually down 1
Ah, shoot.
from where you need to be. So we're going to need to step it up here and get some
Yeah.
raises.
Unfortunately, I don't have very many skills that are helpful in this circumstance.
Can I do another thing?
You absolutely can.
Okay. I want to, since like we know that he's here and probably, well, I guess we don't know if he looks like Arthur. Probably looks like Arthur. I want to talk to the people within the crowd and like try to like, oh, do you know? Have you seen this man? He looks like this.
So you're going to
and that."
describe him and say, hey, I'm looking for this guy. I know
Yeah.
he just came through here. Did you see which way he went? That sort of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, with a persuasion. roll.
Absolutely.
Cool,
That is
cool.
absolutely something you can do.
Alrighty. Come on, this is my highest one. Are you kidding?
No, that was so bad.
I would
remember
like
you
to spend a
can
penny.
spend bennies,
Yes.
yep.
I would like to
This
spend a
is the time
penny.
to spend a penny, yes.
Are you kidding? I
God.
mean,
At
that
least it's a
pass.
success this time.
Well, you know, you could roll another penny.
if you
Because
want.
you have a
I
D12.
could. I know, that's terrible.
Come on.
I think you should
I think
do
I'm
it.
going to do it. Okay, please.
I'm begging you, game.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, that's
That's an
much
11.
nicer.
That's much better.
All right.
Oh my
so that's going to be
goodness.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dice.
as you guys are making your way through the crowd here, right, and Dr. Nictura has pointed in this way. Wayne has kind of picked up his scent, and
Pushing people out of the way.
Noel is kind of, I'm looking for this man. He looks like this. He looks like this. Oh yeah, he went that way. Yeah, I just saw him up there. He came by here and he went around that corner over there. Oh, I'm sure he came right this way. You're able to kind of follow him and track him a little bit better. So we still have. Everybody gets 1 more action, except you guys have 2 more actions yet in this challenge.
Do you think it'd be too much if I tried to use my cats to like make a commotion so people like clear out of a certain area?
But then he might clear out of the area.
he might. But
Yeah.
I don't
Send
think
them
he's
after
afraid
him.
of cats. But
So generally for these
should
dramatic challenges, you're
Well-
trying to come up with a
Yeah.
skill that you can use that's going to give the thing. What I can say, because this isn't a skill, and I have no idea if this is the way the Savage Worlds dramatic system works, but we're going to judge it on the fly here.
Yes.
I'm going to say, because there is a role that's required when you use your ability, right? It's not one of your direct skill attributes. It's a different thing. I will say that if you get a raise on the check to bring out your cats, so in other words, if you can bring out the big thing of cats, I'll say that it'll give you a success as far as that goes. If you just bring the small thing of
Woof.
cats, it doesn't have enough of an impact.
I feel like that's too risky for what we're doing right now.
Pretty risky.
Yeah.
I do also have intimidation if I want to just start like busting through, and they'll be like, hey, and I'll be like, what are you looking?
You know what?
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling super generous, I'm even going to give you I'll give you a +2 on your check to summon cats, because you are literally in a market full of every kind of animal,
Right.
including thousands of cats.
It'll at least
That
make
might
the
be
animals
worth it.
freak
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I think that makes it worth it. I think you should go for it.
So you get a +2 on your Will of the Hag.
I don't think I have any other abilities that will.
Right,
That's
so it's a spirit check.
roll, and then I'll just roll it. And
Just
then
roll
we
it.
can
We'll
add
add 2 manually, because
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
all right.
That's insane.
The cats are the MVP of the show.
The cats have always done us
Triple
very
raise?
well.
Double raise?
Shotgun,
Yeah, so
cat.
yes,
That's
so
all you
4,
need.
8, 12, 16, right? So that would normally be 1 success with 3 raises.
Yeah.
But you had to get a raise to get a success, so it's going to be 1, 2. It's going
That
to
was
get
so worth
3
it.
total things. And 1,
That's
2.
really good.
My kitties
3.
always come through.
Where are we
man.
sitting at right
They
now?
always
You
do.
are sitting right now at 9
Okay.
out of 12.
And I still have another
Yeah.
action. He still has 2
we all
more.
still have
Yeah.
one
Right.
left, yeah.
So, Dr. Nakura taps into her hag brain.
Stay close.
Yep. And all of a sudden, from all around, you guys hear every cat within this entire animal market
That's
start.
like the telltale sign that Dr. Natura showed up anywhere.
Oh God, why?
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
just
no.
and weirdly, right? Because for some reason they seem to know what you're looking for, and you were so successful with that. You suddenly they start being quiet and louder over here. It's like you have like cat radar
Hell yes.
locating the person you're looking for. You know. So by following the sound of the louder cats elsewhere, you're able to track down
So good.
and get closer to where you're going.
Oh,
All
I
right.
don't understand how you do that.
We'll have to give them extra food tonight.
You see Craig actually like putting another kitten in his jacket.
Quick!
And he
Let
puts
me
it
have
down.
one.
We
So
do
yeah,
that
so
He
all
goes,
those-
home,
Noel, he goes,
We don't need a cat at home.
A
Just
kitten?
yeah, we're small.
Especially to me, of all people. I'm very clumsy.
All right. Keep this moving here because we are going to try to get this done today. We got 3 more successes we need to get. We got 2 more actions for Craig.
What are you doing, Craig?
We have 1
Yeah.
action for everybody else.
I would like to. Oh man, I don't have many skills. I would like to try. And I want to fight my way out of this one.
Start swinging the club.
I'm going to. I would like to. How high are the buildings around here?
They vary in height, but there are certainly ones that are 1 story that you can get up onto.
Okay,
There are
can I
like
Kong
drain
up on-
pipes and
yeah.
stuff. An athletics check gets
Can
you
I
up on a
Kong
building.
up on there?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna give that a jingle.
All right.
Skills, athletics, modifier, boop. No, only 1.
Yep.
But I'm up there.
All right. So Craig, who's already nearly as tall as a roof himself, is able to just like kind of grab hold of a thing and kind of just push himself up onto one of the roofs. You know, the clay tiles are kind of cracking under his weight and skittering down here off the roof. He's up there and he looks around, and yeah, just about a half a block away there, you see Arthur.
Oh, he's over there. He's covered in cats.
Come on, cat.
All right,
Cats are at it again.
The cats are very good at what they do.
Catapalooza. Who's
Beautiful.
I have an idea.
I have one too.
Oh.
Dude, same brainwave.
What if I
So
threw you?
Wait, through who?
Sorry.
me.
Can you throw him?
I mean,
Why
I'm
would
pretty
you?
strong.
Why?
Just like throw him at the guy. Fastball special.
If he sees me, he's going to shoot me with silver bullets. which
Not
need I
if you're
remind you-
flying through the air at him.
Oh God. Are we trying to kill?
Well, I was
him?
going to say, we're trying to actually engage with him, though.
Oh wait, no, we're not.
I think we're trying. We need to get the information. So
well, I don't know then.
I am going to.
I don't know.
Ideally, you don't know who McGinty is. Presumably, he does. So I think the idea is
We
that
would
you
need
have
to
to
trail
follow
him.
him to see when
We
he
want to
makes
trail.
contact,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. So
use his knowledge to find the person. Right.
right now, we sort of know where he's going.
As much as I love the idea of you chucking Wayne at him, though,
No, dude, I'm super into the idea,
Yeah.
but we have to wait till later.
Fair enough.
That's for later.
Yeah. No, I mean the super
That's a
werewolf
tool-
throw is probably
That's a tool
the
that'll
coolest
come
thing
in
ever.
handy later.
Yeah. Keep that in the back pocket.
So because we know roughly where he is, I need to get closer to him to get like a better idea of what he's doing,
Yep.
what he's thinking, stuff like that.
Yep.
So I want to try to blend in with the crowd. I want to try to like sort of like keep the hat really low, kind of stay. Like, I know I'm an intimidating dude, but I have pretty good stealth, and
All
I
right.
feel like I can sort of blend in with this.
So
stuff.
you want to make a run for where he is in such a way that you're not going to alert him that you're coming.
Yeah, but
You're
I
gonna
need to
try
get,
and
we need
move
to get closer.
as
Yeah.
fast as you can to him, but in such a manner that you don't tip him off that you are making a beeline toward him.
Yes.
Give me that stealth roll.
Let's please, I'm begging you. Don't
You
roll
have
badly.
bennies.
Oh,
Okay, that one's good.
That's good.
All right.
That's good.
You
That's
guys
a
are at
success.
11.
We need one more.
good.
We need one more. Just one more.
Yeah, so I'm sneaking ahead.
Yep. So
Keep it
so
low.
Wayne starts sneaking through the crowd, and he does it in such a way that it almost seems like he's blending into the crowd and doesn't really. Yeah. He's just maneuvering through there.
I'm on my belly, just
I'm a
slithering.
snake.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Snicker,
looking for some
snicker.
reason.
You know, he's bouncing off of people, turning this way. You know, he
Worm on a
He just
string.
moving so
walks
quick. People
backwards
are
a
like,
little
what?
like now you guys have kind of like a line of sight to Arthur. He's still far enough away that if you don't close the distance, he could get away. But you can kind of see him, and he'll like turn and look around, and Wayne kind of turns and backs up, you know, so he doesn't
Keep the
see
hat
him. Yeah,
very
keep the
low.
hat down. All right, cool. We need one more.
We have to do a different skill each time?
You can do the same skill if you're using it in a different way.
Okay, that's
you're
what I
supposed to
was
try to
thinking.
come up with different and
Yeah,
clever
I thought
new
so. I
ways.
just wanted to make
If
sure.
people, you know, I'm going to do notice again. I'm going to do notice again. Then I can
Yeah.
start hitting you with
Do this
penalties
and
for
this
being
and that.
uncreative.
Could I, from my height where I'm at, use like
that guy have that,
you,
just
like
like
you pointed out, my
my back
common
pocket.
knowledge roll to kind of like suss out where he's like headed,
Sure.
kind of thing. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Like,
I
is
would
there
say
like a
common knowledge
cafe
would give you,
near
yeah, you know
you,
what?
like-
I'm up here on top of this roof. If I drop there, I can cut through that little alley right there and get over to him.
okay.
You know?
Craig
So-
is nothing if not the common man.
Well, I mean, not so common. I'm really big. I'm a beefy boy.
Beefy boy.
What am I doing?
I thought you were like
Common
common
What was doing
knowledge.
common
Yeah,
knowledge?
common.
There you go.
You're the one who suggested
What
it,
was my
man.
idea, guys?
Guys, can you please tell me? Craig is influencing my brain.
No.
Oh, you should roll a Benny, dude.
Do I got a
Benny,
penny?
Benny, Benny.
Do you have any?
I wonder if I got bennies.
You guys,
Yeah,
did.
they
You guys
refresh
were all
each
back
round.
up to 3 at the
Yep.
start
Cool.
of
I was
this.
wondering, I was like, do I really have 3
Yeah,
pennies?
you got 3. They refresh. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Bip.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
good shit.
Dang.
Craig knows where he's going.
Craig does, in fact, know where he's
He's
going.
a strategist.
Yes. So as Wayne is sneaking through the crowd this way, Craig looks over, looks around, sees where he's going, says, drop down off of the roof, slither through a little alley there where you got to kind of turn sideways because you're a beefy boy.
Come on, beefy boy.
He is nothing if not
And
a
you all
beefy
watch,
boy.
and you're like, where the hell is Craig going, man? And then all of a sudden, Craig kind of pops and he just peeks out around a corner there, and you see Arthur kind of standing like right there, looking away from you, and he's scanning the crowd, definitely looking for someone who he's expecting to show up at any minute now. And we're going to say that this has taken a big chunk of time while you were doing all this tracking and stuff.
Makes sense.
So it's very close to the actual appointed meeting time by now. So the rest of you are able to home in now, and now you have Arthur, Mr. Bosch, definitely right in sight where you could step out and engage with him if you chose. You also are hidden enough that you can watch and see what happens. You're kind of like ducked into an alleyway here. There are the cacaws of chickens and the honks of geese nearby. And you see someone across the street from him kind of looking around like this, looking around, and Mr. Bosch starts walking across the street towards him.
Is he passing us to get to Arthur?
He is not
or-
passing you. He's like, you're in the little alley here,
Right.
and he's kind of off like 2 doors down on the street, and the person's across the street there. So
I-
he's moving across the street to get there.
I am going to, because I'm a little closer as far as I'm aware, because I've been like sneaking through the crowd.
Yeah,
in
well,
this general direction.
like you all kind of got up to this. This was the vantage point where you could watch him and decide what to do. So you're all kind of roughly right there.
This is really stupid. I'm gonna walk out of the crowd towards Arthur, because the biggest thing that's gonna tip that guy off is if somebody else shows up and is clearly very much aware that it's not a private meetup.
But
So
we still need the information from this guy.
yeah, we just need to get Arthur to leave, or Arthur to leave.
Arthur.
If he knows people are after him, he's gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I'm going to step out of the crowd and be like, Arthur, old friend.
And he stops and he looks over.
Good to see you again, old chap.
For fuck's sake, Wayne. You're screwing everything up here.
Am I?
And the rest of you watch, and the person who was across the thing has spotted Arthur and has started to make his way across the street, and now sees this, and he stops, and he's just kind of watching.
Can I go to that guy?
You can, sure.
If you can get around me while I'm distracting him, then go for it.
Well, we
Please.
weren't as close as you were.
No,
'cause
you're
you
gonna have
went
to work,
ahead
you're
of
gonna have to
us.
work your way through the crowd.
I'm 5'2".
Yeah, you're fine.
I can do it.
5'2".
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh gosh. What was his name again?
McGinty.
McGinty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Unless you're talking about Mr. Bosch.
The guy that was coming to meet Arthur.
Yeah,
McGinty. That was this
McGinty.
appointment was with McGinty
Yeah.
at the animal.
Oh God, because like the last time we tried to tell someone that Arthur was compromised, he freaked the fuck out. So it's like, how do you break the news?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna slink right up next to him, and in like a very hushed tone, I'm gonna kind of like bump his leg so he looks down, and I'll be like, I hate to be the one to inform you, but we're all in a lot of danger right now.
You can speak up. It's okay. We know you're
Yes.
And I need you to come with me and my friends if you want to make it out of here.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have a shotgun and everything. It's perfect.
Let's keep him alive.
He looks around and looks down at you, and he looks back at.
Can I be there with her?
Sure.
That's
Well,
not
you were on
awful.
the other side, weren't you?
Well, I mean, if Dr. Natura was kind of like sneaking over to get
Yeah.
right up by him without that,
just
and
like-
Wayne was distracting Arthur, and Noelle was doing what? Just kind of.
Yeah, I would probably just wait to see how that goes before like inserting myself. So I'm just kind of being close by but watching to see if Dr. Tor seems she needs backup, sort of thing.
So Craig is here then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll walk
Just
up
don't
right-
scare him.
Craig's not thinking about
he's
it.
just-
He's just
yeah.
like, my Joey's out
Yeah,
there.
Joey. All right, well, I'll go Joey.
I'll go with Joey wherever she goes.
So she jumps through, and like right as she's like saying this stuff, I'll be like, hey, mate, it's not Arthur.
And he looks at you and he looks out and he's
I
like,
lean real down low. That's not Arthur. And that's my wife, Joey. I don't know if you met her.
Keep your voice down.
what are you talking about? That's not Arthur. I see Arthur right over there.
Watch.
Yeah, we had the same problem.
Watch.
And faux Arthur kind of looks over and sees these two over by McGinty.
Fuck.
And he's like, Wayne,
Yes, Mr. Bosch.
surely you realize that I don't want to kill you. If I did, I would have put a bullet in you back in that cab.
As far as I'm aware, you're a professional. Yes.
Yes. I was hired to acquire an object for an individual. I'm doing my best to fulfill a contract, and that's all. There's no reason for us to come to blows about this.
Listen. Monster to monster, we don't want to start a war.
Start a war. Well, that's a very interesting way to put it there, Wayne.
Well, make it worse, I'd say.
Yes.
Been going on for a while, hasn't it?
Look, lad, I know this is hard for you. I know that Arthur was like a father to you all or something like that. And believe me, I had nothing but respect for Arthur. I didn't want to see anything ill come to him. He was already dead when I took this. You know, I didn't take it from him. That was not my plan. I'm just being an opportunist about things. But if you continue in this, the other people who were hired for this job are not nearly as nice as I am about things.
We know.
Yes. So I think it would do you very well, Wayne, to grab your lovely missus, take Jumbo over there and the very frightening woman, and toddle off back to wherever it is you came from, and just let this play out. Because this will not end well for you, lad.
I'm gonna look like just around. There's a lot of people around us.
Oh
right?
yeah. It's crowded. I mean, there's no like it would be very obviously cause a panic if people started throwing down right here in the middle of this thing.
So because I can't think of anything because I'm freaking out internally, my goal is I'm trying to delay him until they take the guy we're trying to talk to away from here. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping that you guys are trying to get him out.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just hopefully not by force.
So tell me what kind of skill are you doing here to try to get him out of there? You sounded like you were being more persuasive than intimidating.
because I feel like if I try, then he would think that I was there to kill him and Arthur, and then he wouldn't trust us. And I'm not the most persuasive.
Perhaps I should have gone out first.
Aren't you with them?
No, I said I'm staying out back and watching to see how it is because I figured
I'll
more
try
people
to
coming is
persuade
kind
him.
of more.
Oh, good.
If it goes bad, then you'll know to come in.
Yeah.
Just have Craig pick him up and run at that point.
Oh my god.
That might just have to be how it is. I'm just waiting to see you freak out.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
Please
That
use
was-
it, Benny.
Hold on, Benny. Is it?
Oh.
Benny.
Okay.
There it is.
It's okay.
Da, 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 da,
It's a success.
Yeah.
Good job, Abel.
He looks over.
It counts.
He sees the person.
She's trying so hard to be nice. She's like,
Yeah.
listen.
It pains me to
He
do
looks
this,
at you.
but
He looks at this
please.
giant behemoth of a man who would normally be frightening, but who seems actually strangely friendly. And
As opposed
Has
to
a cat in his pocket.
yeah,
Oh,
like a
hi,
little
mate.
kitten paws.
Hey, mate, you want one too?
Just kind of
And I pull another one out of a
batting at
different
his
pocket.
beard,
This one's
well, he doesn't have a
covered in
beard, his
sausage
mustache.
grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks over. He says, "So what are you trying to tell me? That's not Arthur over there?"
Oh.
It looks like Arthur. You're telling me that's not Arthur.
There was a term for it. It's these new things that we've never known before. It has his face.
Oh, for feck's sake.
We gotta go, though, so if you don't
All
mind.
right.
Dr. Natura would look to Noelle and kind of be like,
Okay.
Yeah, so he kind of follows you, right? Because something about whatever's going on in the interaction that's happening over there with Arthur and Arthur's body language as he's talking
Yeah,
to Wayne,
it's
something kind of sits a
wrong.
little bit wrong with him, and he decides to believe you for a second, and he kind of follows along with you.
yeah, so I'm going to try and beeline the opposite way.
I'm gonna try to get Wayne's attention in some way to let him know that, like,
All right.
I'm getting the guy out
Throw
of
a
here.
This right here is the
So-
moment they are. You can see that you positioned yourself. That you can see that they have got him going. Before Arthur turns around, you got to give me something that's going to hold his attention and keep him from noticing that they're gone. Otherwise, he's going to probably catch sight
Right.
of them and start booking, and then you'll have to
so-
do fisticuffs.
As I see them kind of running away, I go, the Rippers have nothing but respect for you, you know.
Who?
Really?
Yes. I read your file. I've seen what you've done with them before. And, I mean, honestly, if you decided to, I'm sure you could work together again. They pay very well, especially for someone like you.
They pay well, not as well as I'm being paid right now by the individual who's hired me.
Perhaps not, but...
I'm getting double my standard rate.
Really? And who are your employers? Because that sounds interesting to me.
Right, I can't reveal that information.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd try.
Confidentiality, don't you know? But let's just say it's someone with very deep pockets.
Right, that makes quite a lot of sense. I can see why.
Yes.
Just...
And he looks over and notices that McGinty is gone, and he doesn't see any of the three of you. And he was like, for fuck's sake, Wayne. You were distracting me, weren't you?
What? No, I would never. Listen, I don't have bad blood with you, and you don't with me. It's just business, right?
It is business, and this is twice now that you've gotten in my way. Suffice to say, any goodwill that you have managed to accrue with me is gone. The next time we meet, I will not be as forthcoming with the pleasantries. I will jump right to the silver to the brain. Do you
Understood.
understand? Do I make myself clear?
Oh,
Wayne?
very. I wish you luck in your endeavors,
Yes.
but you will not succeed. I'm gonna try to blend back into the crowd.
Yes.
Just like,
And he looks around and he zips into the crowd, and you see him kind of like duck down. He pulls his hat down, makes a gesture, stands back up, and he's got a different face.
That sounds
And
about
he's
right.
walking out. In fact, give me a notice roll
All right.
to see if you recognize the face that he's wearing.
oh no.
5.
5 looks familiar. You're not sure who it is. You're like, damn, I've seen that guy before somewhere recently, just very recently, but I can't place him because the context is not right. With a raise, I'd have told you who he was, but that's okay. And he's gone.
The only person, if I'm like familiar, but I don't know him, I'm like, I really hope it's not Scroggs. Taking a few steps back.
Yeah, definitely not Scroggs.
God.
Well,
That
no, you
face.
didn't really
It
see.
could be.
You
He
didn't see
died.
Scroggs. You just saw a bloody
Oh,
mess where.
probably not him then.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. You guys have managed to squirrel this guy away. Wayne, are
was
you going to
waiting
go
for
try to meet
Wayne.
up with them, knowing that?
Given that he walked the other direction, I assume.
Yeah.
Then it seems
Well, no,
like-
he kind of walked in the general direction of where they were, as though he's going to try to find them.
Well,
so,
we need to get out of here first. So, yeah, I am. I'm gonna try to be sneaky about it. It's, I imagine, hard for them to hide because Craig is huge.
I could be stealthy.
You gonna try?
Hopefully you
Want me to
are
try?
right now.
Yeah, do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to sneak behind them, trying to find them again. I have their sense, like all three of them, so I could probably figure it
sure.
out.
Oh, look at
Dang,
that.
Craig!
Catch
That's
me.
a raise.
Find
Catch
me,
me.
dog.
Yeah.
Find
Craig
me,
just
dog.
throws on a hood and vanishes.
No, Craig just kneels down and walks on his knees.
There we go.
It works perfectly.
Perfect.
He just
That is
looks like a
very
regular,
Craig thing
wide
to do.
gentleman.
He's just,
All right.
Just a
Where are you guys
stocky
going?
boy.
Where are you taking this guy to?
Oh man.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to get them as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Just be like, we need to go like now.
Where do we go?
I don't know, somewhere other than here.
Let's go to a train station.
McGinty's like, are you people fucking professionals? Like, do you even know what you're doing here?
Yes.
Yes, we do. But
You
it's
didn't have an extraction plan? You didn't know where you were going to take me once you found me?
complicated situation.
Oh, for God's
There's
sakes.
a mole. We don't know what's safe and what's not.
A real
No,
big
there's a
one.
mole. That's what I was working with Arthur to try to find out who the mole was.
Well, did you figure it out?
Well, not exactly, but I got some
Then what you
ideas.
saw you.
All right, I know a pub. All right, I know a pub over on this side of town. Come with me. And he leads you all off down the thing and away. And he finds this real hole-in-the-wall kind of pub thing, right?
Moles are hard to find. They're very small.
Yes.
Yes, they
Please,
are.
not
Some of them
right
have
now.
star noses. So you're sitting around at a pub, right? He orders a round of drinks. and
Yeah,
he
we're
says
going to the back. I don't want to be anywhere
this
near
is,
the front.
This is a place that if you had to have a discreet meeting and
It's like the place.
he seems to know enough people here that he, tips his hat, does a little gesture with a finger to his nose, gives somebody a handshake as they go past that's got some kind of weird things, and he's shown into a back room here where there's nobody else there. He sits back down. He says, all right. Well, this is a great giant gob of shite here.
Yes,
Right.
we didn't want to have to face off against a skinwalker either.
Yeah.
Situation's
Skinwalker, you
dire.
say?
That's what we think it is.
Oh, that's a great big load of balls. All right.
You
So,
should have seen the last guy.
here's what I can tell you, right? First of all, where's Arthur?
Dead.
Dead.
All right.
Not now, Craig.
All right. And you and you're working with Mrs. Harker.
Yes, she sent us herself.
You got anything to show that?
Noel
fact, I
pulls out
do.
the.
You whip out the
Papers.
papers. He
Oh,
looks
and
them over.
this
He's like,
is extremely confidential. It stays between us.
yeah. Oh no, I know. I was working with Arthur on this.
Good.
He makes a big sip of beer and he says, "All right."
Big old swig.
Arthur found out that there's somebody within the Ripper organization who's been working at purposes that are not necessarily aligning with the Rippers themselves. He wasn't sure if they were actually sold out to the Cabal or if they were doing some kind of an independent project that was some kind of crazy evil business. He wasn't sure. He tasked me with finding out what I could, all right? Here's what I know. There are 3 people came into town recently from out-of-town organizations with the Rippers, all right? I was able to confirm that it probably has to be one of the 3 of them.
I knew
All
it.
the local
I
people seem to
told
have
you.
checked out all right? The people who are based in London seem to be fine. All right, but there are 3 that recently came to town, and based on what I was able to find out, it's going to be one of the 3 of them for certain.
Narrows it down considerably. That's the
Yes.
best we have.
Well, that's what I got it down to right now.
It's very good.
That's what I was going to give to
So
Arthur. You got the fella from...
there's Moncrief.
Aye, you got Moncrief, the Scotsman. He's in town from Egypt, Middle East. You got the other
Was-
fella froze up from up in what did I say, Liverpool or something like that.
I can never remember his
Yeah,
name.
I could look it up right now, but we know who I'm talking about
Yes.
here, right?
And then that
We know who
superhero
Rob's
lady.
talking about, the guy with the daft memory.
Yeah, that's the real
Rob, the
dapper
GM,
guy.
he's the dumbass who doesn't remember his own NPCs, for fuck's sake.
God, that's a mood.
All day.
Is Lady Britannia
And then
the
you got
other
that,
one?
yeah, the lady from Bath, right?
I'm
Yes.
sure she's fine, but I really do hope it's her.
Yes. So we got the 3 of them, and it's definitely one of the 3 of them. Everybody else in town checked out, so it's good to be one of the 3 of them if there's somebody from the Rippers organization who's selling things out. All right, so that's what we know so far. Also, and he looks around, he says, God, I don't know if I should even be telling you this because this was so top secret that Arthur didn't even want to tell Mrs. Harker.
Well, he's gone now.
But he's gone, and if you're going to be the ones taking over for this, I got no choice. He gets up. He walks over to the door. He opens it up a crack. He looks around to make sure that there's nobody around. The bar outside is full. When he opens the door crack, you hear the sound of people, shouting and singing, drinking songs, and the clinks of glass and all the rest of that stuff. He closes the door again, and the room gets very quiet. This room is not just isolated, but it's actually almost not soundproof, but sound resistant. The sound doesn't carry very well. He huddles you in very close, says, "What I'm about to say, I got to give it to you in as tight a whisper as I can, all right? The artifact that Arthur was expecting. It's a dummy. It's not really a powerful artifact. It's a lure, it's bait to get somebody to make a play for it so he can track it back and find out who the traitor was.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not fucking kidding you.
We've been inhibiting this effort the entire time, and the whole plan was to let them do it, just to see where it goes.
But Mrs. Harker doesn't know that.
That is correct. He
Told
didn't
you
even
she
tell.
was sketchy.
No, it's not that she's sketchy.
She is. I think she is.
No, she wouldn't.
I don't like that bitch.
Or Moncrief.
It's just that Arthur could not risk anybody knowing about this. It was all about operational security. Arthur and I go way back. We were both in Australia at the same time. We came up from there together.
Do you have the fake artifact? And where
I
is
don't
the real
have it.
one?
I don't have
Is
it.
there a real one?
There's a dummy artifact, all right? Here's the ploy, right? He was going to get the artifact tonight at midnight at the bridge, all right? Tomorrow morning, all right, the feller he was supposed to meet was going to give him some kind of go-go that's going to track that artifact, right? It's not really got any juice, but it can be tracked magically.
This doesn't seem like a very efficient way to do these things.
Well, it's freaking Arthur's plan, isn't it? It's not my plan. Are you smarter than Arthur?
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right.
It's true. My Joey's got a couple PhDs.
Are you more cunning than Arthur?
Well, it depends on what you need.
I think Arthur's pretty cunning.
Arthur is very cunning.
Well, he's not now because he's dead. Can we move on?
Well,
We
the
can
one
move
wearing
on.
his skin is.
All right, so here's what needs to happen, all right? They need to find the object tonight at the bridge, and we got to make sure that they get hold of it, right? But if you don't show up and make a play for it, they might get suspicious,
understand, I
right? So you
understand.
got to go and make it seem as though you're trying to stop them from getting it, and then let them get away
They
with
are
it. Does that make
so-
sense to you?
So dangerous, though.
Well, of course it's dangerous. We're talking about the frickin' traitor in the organization, aren't we?
Right, so
Just the creatures.
to be totally positive of what we're doing, we're showing up to receive it, and then we are willingly losing it.
Yes.
But make it look like we tried to stop it.
Right. Now, Bowers thinks he's got the real deal that he's delivering. Right. So he doesn't know.
That's what we're meeting tonight.
That seems like good. That seems very good, actually.
Right. So Arthur deliberately didn't let him know that what he has is a fake so that he couldn't give it away. Right. Are we all on the same page then? What's going to happen?
So
Yeah.
is there already a tracker on it, or?
The device itself, you're going to get the tracker tomorrow. He was having trouble tracking he was trouble getting the ritual or something. I don't know the magical crap that's going on here. All right, that's not my job. That's not my specialty.
No,
Hi,
yours
friend.
either.
Kitten?
No, I don't want a kitten.
It might calm you.
Stop giving away my cats.
There's so many on the street.
All right.
I don't care.
Anybody have any other questions for this guy before we go?
So IRL again.
In real
we're
life.
getting it tonight.
You're going tonight to the meeting place, all right?
To
He
get
kind of
the dummy.
describes, he even describes who Bowers is and what you're looking for and where you're
thank God.
supposed to meet him, all right? He gives you the information so that you're not stumbling around blind tonight.
Yeah.
And you have time to do that, okay?
Okay. But isn't that when they're trying to take it, or is that?
They're going to try to take it. Then tomorrow, you meet up with the last guy. He's going to give you the thing, and you're going to track it to where the
Okay.
traitor is and find out who the
So
traitor is.
there's already some kind of tracking.
The object
on it. We're
itself-
getting the thing to
The object
track it.
itself, he's been
That's
putting
the
rumors
part I
out
was
that this
like,
was some kind
what?
of powerful magical artifact. And
Yeah.
he had to lie to Mina Harker so that she
Would,
could
like,
not get
approve it.
that it had to be
Yeah.
so important that she's taking steps so that
Okay,
if it was
cool.
somebody close to her, they couldn't suss onto it, right?
Cool.
But it's all a facade.
Yes. But it's
Twist on
all a
kids.
fake MacGuffin. So, we have a plan. We have a location. We know what steps we need to take. And with that, because we're probably going to run long today, this might be a good place for us to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea.
Yes, it does.
Sounds good.
So before we finish off with what's going to happen here, we're going to take a short, let's say 10-minute break. Give everybody watching a chance to go to the little lords and ladies room. Give us a chance to get something to drink, because God knows I need it. And we'll be back in 10 minutes to continue on with this crazy denouement to the Rippers saga. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed that lovely break. We haven't had one of those on the show since like the very beginning of
the first episode.
first or second episode. So
Yeah.
that's something that we had to dig out the old graphics for. So we are back now. We have a game plan. We know what's going on.
Yes. We're going to lose on purpose.
Gonna lose on purpose. The next location that this is set to occur at is at London's famous and recently completed Tower Bridge. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the Tower Bridge is that iconic London structure that looks something like... give me a second here and I'll pull it up.
It looks like two towers.
It looks like two towers with a bridge in between it.
Oh, wow.
Who could have guessed?
People mistakenly think it's London Bridge, but London Bridge is very boring. The Tower Bridge was just recently completed in the last couple of years here in our timeline.
I thought you were going to say the London Bridge is falling down.
We all had that thought.
It has fallen down.
But it was rebuilt
It was rebuilt.
with a vengeance.
So,
London Bridge 2.
With a vengeance.
so give me a second to get it up here
Electric
because
Boogaloo.
I was doing other stuff when I should have been doing this.
Can we go see Big Ben? Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Schwanky.
So
Delightful.
that's our Tower Bridge. All right, it has the drawbridge part on the lower level. There are the two towers going up across the thing, and then there are pedestrian walkways going across, connecting the two towers up above, so that when the bridge is up and ships are passing, pedestrians don't have to wait. What they found is that people would much rather wait than have to climb up a whole bunch of stairs, walk across and climb down a whole bunch of stairs. So as delightfully thought out as this was, those upper walkways were never really much used by pedestrians. Instead, they were used by criminals, prostitutes, and drug dealers. That became London's new red light district.
Fantastic.
Yep, and so that is where you guys are going
Perfect.
to be. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to pull everybody to this scene. So we're going to activate that.
Activate London Bridge.
Yes.
Psych, we're playing a mech game.
Yeah, I was going to
now.
say,
It's
I
all
hope London
mechs.
Bridge turns into like a transformer.
That would be awesome.
That would be rad as hell.
All right, so here you guys are. You've managed to. Well, why is that not showing now?
I was like, are we floating in
You are
the
not
air?
floating.
Give him a sec.
I spent days making this stupid map, and now we're not gonna even use it.
Rob,
much.
we do love and appreciate your work.
So
It's really good.
it's
really
available on my Patreon. No, I don't have a Patreon. All right, so you guys are here at the Tower Bridge. All right,
Wow.
and it is midnight, so there is not much street traffic going through. There's the occasional cab flopping on past. There is the occasional pedestrians walking along. You see some ladies of the evening making their way into the tower, or coming down out of the tower with a gentleman, that sort of thing. But as for right now, you are on the road approaching the tower, the northern tower. You guys are on the north side right now.
Why did I rotate?
Oh,
That's not important.
You're a silly little goose. That's
yeah,
why.
if you click your guy and then you hold down Control and rotate your mouse button if you have one, then you can do that. If you don't have a mouse button because you're just using a keypad,
Oh,
then
wait,
you...
I got it. I figured it out.
All right. So, let's do this. Let's say that you guys are there, and as you're going to make your way up into the towery parts, you can do so. So McGinty said that he was supposed to meet at the tower here at this time, and he told you that the individual was supposed to be in the western walkway, which would be the one on the bottom of the map. So because I have went to all this bother and effort, and we're not really going to probably use it for an actual fight scene because you guys know that you're supposed to lose, you can at least go ahead and move your little counters into the building there and see all the kind of cool stuff I made.
I'm in. Wow.
Wow.
And
It's so blue.
can you see stuff or not?
No.
Nope.
All right. All right. Ignore that screen. So you make your way up to the top of the thing, and as I described, this was just chock full of like the seediest underbelly kind of people you would expect in London. All right. These are all of the. After the show, I'm going to show you guys how cool this thing was, and you'll be amazed.
We're gonna be way into it.
I'm gonna post images
post
in
it
the
on social
Discord of how cool it was. All right, so you guys make your way up there, and across the way you see the person that you're supposed to meet. All right, and this is a person who definitely does not fit in up here. He's like a proper English gentleman, with a middle class kind of guy. He's got he's got a bowler hat, much like Dr. Natura and Craig, and he's looking around very uncomfortably. He definitely does not belong here, and he's carrying a satchel with him.
That's important.
Yes.
We like satchels.
And he's looking around, and you can see that there are various unsavory people who are kind of eyeing him up, like, I wonder how much cash he's got in his pocket, and whether it's worth slitting his purse to get it out. But as you were there, you now see him across the way. What are you doing?
Should probably just go to him, right?
I mean, is he expecting to meet Arthur here?
Probably.
Or then
Let's just make it casual.
yes.
Walk that direction. Look like we're supposed to be here.
Maybe we'll pretend that we think they're not here yet, and then be like, "Oh,
We'll walk that direction.
yeah. oh,
Yeah.
I'm not an actor." Shut
Very
up.
nice.
you know
Better
what I
idea, darling?
I say we just go in and feel it out.
Yeah, as you're making your way across there, and there's people, there are pickpockets who are looking you up and down and deciding after seeing Wayne and Craig to not tangle with you. There are ladies of the evening who, seeing Wayne and Craig, do decide to come over, but then they catch a glimpse of Dr. Natura and they say, never mind.
I thought I was going to have to get out my shotgun.
Yes.
And look away.
Give him a mean glare.
And yeah, this is a very long thing. It's about 200 feet from tower to tower, so it's quite a span across here. And it's the walkways are made out of like an ironwork grid with like windows, so you can kind of look out the sides there of the thing, and you can see the other tower across the way. And as you're making your way across, the gentleman who you're supposed to meet is very much looking around very furtively, like. Oh, he pulls out his pocket watch and he's looking at it, and he's, tapping his feet, and he's kind of jiggling his hands and looking very, very nervous. Everybody give me a notice roll, please.
Notice.
I think I kind of have that ability.
Whoa.
That was a lot of things that were just thrown across the screen.
Big chunks of
Yeah.
dice.
That's a lot of dice. Jeez.
I mean, we all
rolled above 4.
You all did. Craig and Noel both got raises.
Good stuff, guys.
Craig and Noel, as you're making your way across here, it's not quiet up here. I mean, it's there's a lot of people talking and stuff going on. There's illicit deals going on. People exchanging money for stolen goods, and just every kind of unsavory thing you can imagine that would happen in a back alley somewhere is all happening up here on these pedestrian walkways. However, Nicole and Craig, as you're making your way across here, over the din, the ambient noise of people, chattering and whatever, you hear on the roof above this walkway, you hear a sound of something, boom. Not real loud, but just loud enough. Oh no. And then you hear a
Darling,
second.
did you hear that?
You hear a second lighter thump, and then you hear like a sound, like a clacking sound.
like a
like a
Chittering
checka
or-
checka 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 kind of thing.
Like Arya and the nails running across.
Yeah.
I'm like looking up as I ask. Like
Nobody else in here seems to have noticed it. People are in their drug stupors and in their
That makes sense.
shady dealings and their flirtatious prostitute mode and all the rest of that kind of stuff happening up here. And your contact is now he's like in just past the middle of the thing here. So you're making your way across to him. Is anybody doing anything?
do I hear where the skittering's like going? The direction?
Yeah, it's kind of like you hear it kind of moving kind of back and forth up on the top here. And then you hear a sound that's kind of sounds almost like a buzzing, like a bzzz.
It sounds like there's insect stuff happening, and I don't like it very much.
Joey, some on the roof.
Yes,
And I
dear,
said it's
thank you.
bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Could I try and just like shoo away all of like the homeless people so that they don't end up getting, shot?
I didn't think you cared.
It's less mess for us to clean up later.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't really keen to move. I mean, this is their domicile, not yours.
What if I pull
this
out my
is-
shotgun?
That will definitely get people to move.
Get the
Yes.
fuck out.
And then I pull out my gun.
Dr. Natura,
Now.
and yeah, people start backing away like, "Whoa, who's the crazy lady with your gun here? What's all this about? Hey!"
That's my wife,
Yeah,
Joey.
so they start backing away, and Mr. Bowers, it was Bowers, right? The guy that you were supposed to meet there.
Yeah.
He sees a short woman with a big gun. And
I mean, this isn't a great part of town, so.
Yeah,
Nah.
and he like his face goes like ghostly pale, and his eyes bug about to the size of saucers, and whatever he was expecting, this is not it. And he turns.
Not a tiny, scary lady?
Yeah, and he turns and he starts trying to fight his way through this crowd of people towards the
I'm gonna
other
catch him.
tower.
I'm gonna go catch him.
All right, so you start making your way
I'm
across to
booking
catch him.
it. Like I'm booking it that direction.
All right, cool. Why don't you give me an athletics check? And in the meantime, this buzzing sound from up above is getting louder. It doesn't really sound so much like the buzz of insects. It sounds almost like
Like electricity or
almost
like a
as if
saw?
like a
Or a
saw.
saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
like a chainsaw?
Well, like a radial saw cutting through sheet metal.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good. We don't want that. 7.
Are they
on
cutting through
athletics,
the
by way.
roof?
I think so.
Yeah. Noelle's just kind of
I
there.
mean,
just
that's one way to
looking.
get down, I guess.
It's a good way to get out too if you can fly.
All right.
True.
I
Athletics
don't
check again?
believe we're
A
flight
7?
risks.
Nice. Wayne, you just start pushing people aside. They're all kind of ready, kind of like giving a wide berth, going up against the walls and moving because Dr. Natura has scattered him with a gun. And you're quickly able to get up to where Mr. Bowers is. And you put your hand on him. He turns around and is like, I say, what is the meaning of this, sir?
You're in a lot of danger. Give me the bag and run.
I was supposed to meet a contact.
He's dead.
Well, I should say I was no. Fine. And he throws the bag at you, and he
That's one way
and
to
he
do it.
turns and just books it right out
I
of
mean,
there.
and it gets him out of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it
now
does, I know,
holding
it's
a
just- it's funny.
bag.
Made of steel, that one is.
Yes, he is. And just as that
all
happens,
are.
suddenly sparks start raining from the from above. Not right above you, but sort of in between where you were standing and where
Yeah.
you've moved up to. Sparks start raining above,
hell.
and zzz, and all of a sudden, you see a foot kind of steps on the metal of the thing, and kind of smashes it down a little bit, and a gap where the sheet metal roof is between the thing comes down, and you see what looks like some kind of a mechanical spider or something.
Oh god.
Goes underneath, crawls along the ceiling of this thing, right? And and it's got like it's all like clockwork, right? But it has a couple of like eye stalks that kind of
I'm running the other way. I don't want to be anywhere near that shit. That's insane.
And as you watch, something, a hand reaches down to this hole that's been opened here, and it has something in it, and it drops an item. This hand has kind of a bluish tint to it. And it drops an item,
I'm gonna
which hits the ground. Ting, 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 ting.
I want to be as
start
far away as possible.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck away from that.
I take a few steps towards it.
No! I'm going to move you away.
I'm cute.
No, we're moving.
This thing, it's like a brass cylinder. It has like a little flashing, not only a flashing light, there's like a little gauge on it that's kind of spinning, right? Because they don't have flashing LEDs in Victorian steampunk times, but they do have lots of gauges and whirring gears. And there's a gear that's whirring, and there's like a gauge that's going of higher and higher.
We need to go. Now.
I want to look at it.
All right, what's happening? 5.
We're leaving.
4,
I think something's going to happen. Let's run.
2.
Then you're yanking my arm and we're going.
All right.
I've got Joey under my
You guys
arm.
both split in like in different directions, and this thing all of a sudden, with a poof, there's a crackling sound and like a burst of electricity shoots out of this thing, and it just this big wave of concussive and electric force goes. Pew, bah, 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 bah. The roof of this thing kind of picks up again. People are screaming. You know, some of the people who didn't get away fast enough fall to the ground. And they're kind of twitching
Honestly,
and doing the
that's what you get for not
herky-jerky and stuff.
listening. I don't know what to tell you.
When Joey talks, you gotta listen. She's very smart, my Joey.
The mechanical spider thing skitters along the roof, and it has not taken its little pedipalp eyes off of you, and it's skittering closer to you.
I'm going to hand the bag to you, Craig.
Right, what's this?
I'm going to put the claw away.
Craig gonna look
grab
inside?
The hammer.
Yeah.
Craig looks inside, and inside is a very cool Mesoamerican artifact.
Wow, Craig, you did it.
That's so
Wayne,
cool.
I got this thing.
Quick, be careful with that.
That's the thing. Put it away.
Put it back. What are you doing?
Oh.
How big is the spider?
The spider is maybe about like that.
Can I smash it?
You can certainly try to smash it.
I'm going to try to smash it.
All right, cool. As you were trying to smash it, however, the roof where it was pushed down and then the electric concussive force has kind of blown it up. There's now a big hole in the roof. And from up above, you see somebody who can only be described as looking like some kind of a weird fish man. He's got blue skin and gills. In fact, I can tell you exactly what he looks like here. Moo ha ha ha
Does he look like
ha.
the thing from Shape
Tentacles
of
at all?
Water?
He looks kind of like, oh, come on, man. Where is he? There we go.
I'm excited.
Pow, pow.
Boom, pow.
Boom pow.
Boom, pow.
It's
No,
a
I
fish. We're
can't
fighting
do
a
it,
fish
do it, do
who's
it,
up
do
in
it,
the
do
air
it,
for
do
some
it, do it,
reason.
do it, do it, do it.
Thank you
Oh,
for dancing.
for God's sakes, I can't figure out how to show him to you. He looks like a blue fish man. Yeah, let's call him the Shape of Water.
Does he look like Schmel?
He does not look at all like Schmel.
Damn it.
He
Good
is
thing, because I
very
heard that dude's real powerful.
I heard that too.
Schmellish.
Oh, yeah.
No, but what he does do is he drops down into this corridor, and he has on his back some kind of a brass and leather backpack, and he has in his hand some kind of brass and metal and wood, polished wood, ornate gun-like device that's hooked with wires to this backpack thing.
Oh.
Oh, what a show off.
I'm still trying to break the spider, but I'm also probably seeing that and being like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I want to try to smash it though.
Okay.
The spider.
Well, do
All
I?
right.
Is it coming at me?
You have the thing now?
I got it.
Yeah, the spider has stopped looking at you and is looking at you, and it's making its way towards you. Go ahead and give me. So what we'll do here is we will throw the. clockwork arthropod out onto the map there. And
Yeah, I'm not intending on staying, but I don't like that
Right.
thing. I don't like that it can crawl up everything. That thing's not going to rest.
Well, if it don't have legs, it can't do nothing. Didn't we learn last time about the legs?
So we're going to smash off the legs.
so we're going to get off of this stupid map because this is saddening me. Let's go back
It's
to
a
the...
really good map, Rob.
great map.
It had levels, man. You would hit a stair and it automatically teleports you up to the top level. I'm so sad. We're going to go back to the landing page. Everybody go back to the landing page like that. All right, here we go. And here is the clockwork dude. And here is the
Dang it. I
other guy.
keep rotating myself instead of zooming in.
It's okay.
I hate
So, so Wayne, if you want to try to swing at that spider thing, you go ahead and target him, and then you can go ahead and make a fighting attack. Are you swinging your claw, or did you pull out your maul?
I pulled out my hammer, which I picked up between when we went on break and when we got back.
Yeah.
Because I've been talking about it the whole time, so I'm going to swing that. Why can't I target this man?
So you right-click and then hit the little target icon on him.
I'm just not getting anything popping up, sorry. That's weird. Huh. Maybe it's because we're not technically in combat?
That could be.
Oh yeah,
Let's do
that
this.
makes sense.
We're not going to run a full combat here because you guys are definitely trying to
We're
specifically
trying to
lose.
leave, yeah. If I just roll the maul attack, would that be fine?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll just roll that. And there shouldn't be any multipliers on it, I don't think, so it should just be fighting skill. Okay, that's a 9.
That is a 9. And your target for that is the... Whoops. Your target for that is this guy. Oops, bang, bang. There we go. And we'll do that.
Okay.
So you hit him with a raise. So we will
Good
click
stuff.
to check out what your damage is there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take this, so this thing is skittering along the ceiling going towards Craig. Wayne pulls the hammer and does like this, and just it explodes in a shower of clockworks, springs and gears and cogs and everything come sailing down on you.
Just so Craig is clear, like we're supposed to run with this thing?
Yes.
Or give it up to the thing?
You're supposed to make it look like you're trying to save the thing, but you're actually trying to lose this thing.
Yes.
Oh.
Is Craig smart enough to comprehend that?
That would be the question.
We
That
spent
would
the
be the
last
question.
2 hours explaining it to him.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. So, but you got to make it look good then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
The blue-skinned guy is now this aquatic fellow is looking around, and he pulls up that that very frightening-looking weird sciencey kind of gun thing.
Don't trust that.
Yeah. And he's getting ready to shoot at Craig.
You do have the bag,
I
which is why I gave it to you.
I am going to. So we're on the top of the bridge, right? Or in the,
You're inside the walkway. The
Right.
roof of the bridge above you has been kind of smashed, like
Okay.
pried open, and then a grenade was dropped in, and it blew it open, and then this guy dropped down. The spider was already inside, crawling along the thing. Wayne smashed the spider. Now you have.
But we are on the bridge.
But you are on the bridge.
You're on the bridge, and any windows or anything is facing water.
There are still windows. Yeah, there's
Okay.
windows on both sides of it. Some of the windows by where the grenade went off have shattered outward as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have this, and I heave it into the water.
What?
Craig, what? No.
He can
Yeah, no, that's
swim!
That's fine. So you throw it out the window.
Honestly, perfect.
It
Yeah.
is.
And it looks, and it's like ready to fire the gun, and it sees that, and it looks back at you, and it takes the gun and it kind of slings it over its shoulder, and it jumps out of the window, and it does this amazing little
Yeah.
pirouetty thing, this jackknife dive, and it hits the water
know-
with not a splash.
This
It's
is
like
a really perfect excuse for us losing.
absolutely a perfect
Yeah.
dive, and the last thing you see as you look to the window is the artifact, right, has hit the water, and it was kind of floating, bobbing like this, and you see a blue hand come up out of the water with webbed fingers, reach up and palm it like a basketball and pull it under the surface of the water and
So,
disappear.
Was there anyone with the fishman other than the spider?
That's all you saw was the fishman and the spider.
So in theory, we're alone.
I mean, there's still a whole bunch of screaming
Right, but like other than
people up here, but yeah, you don't see any other
Enemy-wise.
threats.
Craig, you're a genius.
I'm a genius, he said.
I
Wow.
can't believe you just threw it out the window.
Well,
I don't think it would have been
wasn't-
believable if it was anyone else.
No, it only works with you, Craig.
I did good then?
You did so good.
Right.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to have a cut there from everybody applauding and congratulating Craig. The following morning.
We're going to take you out for ice cream.
Would you like some banana cake?
I love banana cake. Did you get it on the street?
Yes,
Where on the ground was it?
near the grate.
Oh, good.
Just where you like it.
The following
favorite
morning, you
spot.
guys make your way to the Soane Museum, which is in central London. The Soane Museum is a very famous place. It's Jonathan Soane was I think his name was Jonathan. He was an architect who turned his house into a museum because he didn't want his son to inherit anything. So it's just packed full of weird. It's an amazing thing. I went there when I was in London. It's great. I had to work it in.
Wow.
It's got all kinds of cool architectural
This is a real
things. It's got
place?
it's a real place. It's got all kinds of archaeological stuff in there. It's like if somebody was a hoarder, but instead of hoarding like
Yeah.
back issues of Life magazine in their own urine, instead they hoarded like archaeological treasures. This place is amazing, and that's where
so
you guys are
cool.
meeting. And so you go there, and
yeah.
you walk inside, and standing there is a man who's leaning on a cane. He appears to be about in his mid-40s or whatever. He says, "All right, well, hello. First of all, I wish to offer my condolences. I've heard about Arthur, but I'd hoped that he would have sent somebody in his stead." And after hearing about what happened on the bridge last night, I knew that you would probably be showing up also.
Oh, you're much smarter than all the other ones we had to deal with.
Well, to be fair, most of them have been out of town, so they didn't hear of Arthur's death. I
Correct.
did, in fact, hear about it. I've been here working on this tracking spell, as it were. He holds out his hand, and he leans over on his cane. He holds out his hand and says, "Timothy Cratchit, very pleased to meet you."
Nice to meet you.
And he says, "Arthur."
It's a Tiny Tim.
It is Tiny Tim.
Okay. Okay.
Good for,
You guys-
for him getting into the occult.
You guys never figured out who Arthur Dodge is, did you?
No, who's that?
Oh, he's supposed to be someone?
He was a young pickpocket who was transported to Australia. He's in his 70s now. He's the Artful Dodger, you bunch of...
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God.
All right, literary references
oh
be
my
damned.
God.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
down.
goodness nobody here is going to school to be an English teacher, right?
Not me. That's good. I'm only doing history, which is
Okay. So Mr. Cratchit, he explains to you that Arthur had in fact contacted him about putting together this trap to find the traitor within the Rippers organization. And he spells out how Arthur came up with the plan, and he's been working with Tim and McGinty were the only two other people besides Arthur who knew what was going on because he trusted them implicitly. McGinty because he was in Australia with him, and Tim because they're both characters from Dickens. So
therefore connected.
yes. So
Point of order, I've never read Oliver Twist.
Me either.
very good.
Unfortunately, sorry.
Yes. Regardless, so he explains to you that he has this device, and we're going to speed through a lot of this because it is after 7, and we're going to try to get things done with the
Let's
big grand
wrap
finale.
things up.
We're going late, but hopefully it'll be worth it. He gives you this device, and he says this should track the skull, which was attuned to this. I was able to work some spell magic, and we've got this thing working now, and it should lead you to it. And he explains to you how it works, and it's a very simple thing. You know, it's like a compass kind of device, and wherever you have it, it points towards the skull, right? So you can follow this thing to it. And it actually even gives you a rough idea of how far away the thing is, so you know when you're getting close. Like it pulses or vibrates, with almost like a heartbeat kind of thing. Boom, 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 boom.
Useful,
And as
but
you get
weird.
closer, it gets louder and more whatever. Okay.
Yep.
So, assuming that nothing else needs to be done, you start following the trail of this.
After you, dear.
It appears that it's some distance away, so you take a cab or a carriage or something, and you find yourselves traveling out of the inner city of London proper into the neighboring area of Kent, which is kind of, it would be like a suburb of London. It's
Nothing
eventually
good
kind of
happens in Kent.
subsumed into it, and you see that you are at this would be so much better if I had a brain that remembered things.
that's also
the borough of Chislehurst.
That shit's too expensive, Rob.
What's that?
That shit's too expensive,
I know.
Rob.
Chislehurst, right? You see a sign for the Chislehurst train station. You could have probably taken the train here and gotten here faster, but you didn't know that that's where you're heading.
Dang it.
Chislehurst, and this thing is kind of vibrating pretty well right now. If everybody wants to give me a common knowledge roll to see if you know anything about Chislehurst.
Nope. I don't think I've ever been. Oh. Well, apparently you know quite a lot about Chislehurst, darling.
Apparently.
Noel, Chislehurst, when you see that that's where this has brought you, it's like a light bulb goes off and you're like, of course, that makes perfect sense. Chislehurst is home to a vast underground network of caves. They were they used to do flint mining here back when all firearms required flint to operate. They also mined chalk, which is used for lime for the construction of bricks. And Chislehurst also, according to legend, has this sequence of tunnels and mines underneath it that date back to parts of it were built by the Saxons, parts of them date back to the time of the Romans, and parts of them even date back to the times of the pre-Roman Britons and the Druids, and that there are legends that there were in fact Druidic temples underneath here.
Darling, I had no idea you knew so much about Chislehurst.
Sometimes it just comes to me.
Quite a
Sounds
historian.
like a sausage.
I know
does.
of it.
Sounds a
but
little like a
the-
bratwurst, yes.
So, you are now at the town of Chislehurst,
Let's
and
follow that signal.
yes, and you follow the signal, and you're wandering around through the area here, and it's not a big town; it's a very small little residential area, and eventually you get to a point where the needle on your little tracking device just starts spinning, and it's buzzing dramatically.
Oh, right, caves. That would do it.
Yeah, we look down, not
Well,
caves are down.
how do we
darling.
get in the caves?
Ah, that would be a question for the locals, I imagine.
You know everything, don't you, Noel? Everything about the sausage town we're in.
Right, yeah. How do we get into the caves, darling?
We get into the caves by asking around, so they can tell us how to get down.
That makes sense.
And you do. You ask around, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, well, the caves here are very nice. Yeah, I mean, there's not much reason to go down there. They're not mines anymore. But there was some people around recently that were moving in and out of there. Yeah, I could show you how you get into them there if you'd like." And this person takes you to an entrance that actually they take you to a hotel. And they say, that's the Bigfoot Arms Hotel, and there's a secret there's an entrance from inside of there down into the mines, and that's where the people were staying that were here, and they went down in through there. The main entrance is about over that way, but if you're looking to find the same place where these people went, that's probably the quickest way to get you down there.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
I try to speed things along when we're running late on time.
I don't know
Well,
what that
thank
means,
you.
sir, but I appreciate it.
Why, thank you, NPC. Why, thank you.
And then he clips through a wall and we never see him again.
That's right.
Thank you for your meta knowledge.
Yeah.
You make your way down into the caves. Yes.
Sweet.
Awesome. So the caves are very, very cavey.
And they're super cool, and we love them.
No, I didn't put any effort at all into these caves.
And we love them.
So we're gonna do that.
Yay, cave.
So there you guys are in this network of caves. And off in the distance, you hear some noise that sounds strangely like I don't know, groups of people chanting.
Oh, that's always
echoing through the thing.
right. I'm sure nothing could happen from a very loud bang happening in some caves.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe. I'm sure nothing, but that's some really good confidence you have in us, way.
I always do.
I can't tell if Wayne secretly wants to kill Craig or not.
We are friends, sort of.
As much as two vastly different people can be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move.
Take what we can get.
So is that one a dead end?
So you guys can now start moving your way through there.
So I assume this is where we came from, this place?
This is much
Yeah.
wider than I thought it'd be.
So then we're going over this way. Perfect. Going to the cave, going into this. Oh, this is quite wide. Oh, delightful.
So as you're making your way through here, you're finding on the walls there are some let's see, carvings and things. All right, let's stop you guys for a second before you get too far
having
ahead
so
of where
much
we're going.
fun, though.
Yes,
I
I
didn't
know,
know
but
if you were
stop
supposed to
anyways. Because I didn't make it proper thing. So you guys, as you're making your way through here, there are carvings on the walls that definitely look pre-Roman, very primitive-looking stuff. Those of you who have occult knowledge do not recognize as being anything from any kind of current or modern version of the occult. It definitely seems very, very ancient in its provenance. And as you further make your way along here, you find there is, oh, for God's sakes, I hate this. You find that the sounds of the chanting noise is getting louder and louder up ahead. So you can go ahead and continue along that passageway there.
Is it just like pitch black in here?
It is pretty pitch black.
assume we
All
have
right,
lamps.
stop right there, please.
Stop here.
I've done it. I've stopped.
All right, thank you.
Good job.
And let me just do one more thing here because I have a very cool thing.
I like cool things.
It's very cool. You guys are
I'm excited.
You
I
guys
like
are
cool
gonna
things
love
are
this so
Cool things in the chat.
much.
Cool things.
Send your favorite niche interest in the chat.
All right, there we go. All right. So as you get there, you come around that corner, and there's a much wider area up to the north. And as you make your way there and look around the corner there, you see that there are what appear to be people gathered around, and they are chanting in some kind of strange language that sounds vaguely like. It sounds kind of like Welsh or some kind of Gaelic tongue. It doesn't sound. It's definitely not English, and it's definitely not actually Welsh or one of those. But it has that kind of sound to it, with all the unpronounceable strings of consonants and what have you.
Right.
I think they're speaking French.
It's the enemy.
It's the enemy.
They don't seem to really be paying a whole lot of attention to you out there. It's almost like they're in a trance of some sort. You know, and they're not dressed in like weird cult robes or anything. They're dressed like
Is-
normal citizens from topside
Is
here.
the
you know?
artifact in the room?
You do not see the artifact in the room as you make your way along there. But you do hear from farther to the north, you hear the sound of music playing now. It's very faint, It's very hesitant up ahead, but it does sound kind of like perhaps a harp is being played further up ahead, and maybe I don't know, maybe almost sounds like a bagpipe, perhaps.
I am really lost right now. Does any of this mean anything to you, darling? You would know more about this than I would. I'm not really a historian type.
I don't know. Does it ring any bells, perhaps?
I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think so.
I don't think any of us took
Your
a
best
cult.
guess is
No.
this is some kind
Oh,
of.
I took a cult.
This is
Oh,
some
did
kind
you?
of your best guess is that this is some kind of pre-Roman Druidic ritual language that you're hearing here, right? It definitely sounds very Wicker Man / Midsummer is the vibe that you're getting from this, because these are like people who are 19th century Victorian people, dressed in normal street clothes, but they're sitting here engaging in some kind of creepy, weird chanting in this dark underground mine. And as you up into this room, there's more light. They have like torches and things glowing around there. And as you look a little bit closer, they have like paint on their faces and whatnot. As of now, though, they do not seem to be noticing you at all.
If they're not acknowledging us, we should just probably go around.
Is everyone in the room kind of like one of those zombie-esque people?
They're not exactly zombie-esque, but they're definitely not paying really great attention to you as such.
Let's sneak around them.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be engaged in whatever it is that they're doing, and they are not really giving you much notice at all. Like,
there
they
another
are
hall down
definitely
here,
kind
or-
of zeroed in on what's happening.
I think we should sneak around them.
Well, yeah.
There's
if
no
we
point in
can.
trying to fight them because clearly they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they're just
to
normal
attack us.
people.
Yes,
Well,
so
it looks like.
let's just move around.
Yeah, cool.
They might even be under some sort of effect. Who knows?
Yeah?
So you're going to make your way up to the north?
Yes.
Sweet.
I guess there is that cave to the south, but
Yeah, everything that you hear seems to be coming to the from the north.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
so-
going that way.
Can we just like kind of stay along the walls and
Yes.
Yeah, and you, like I said, they're not really taking notice of you in there. They're engaged in some kind of a ritual thing. They're
Cool.
They're chanting and whatnot.
Great. Don't mind us.
yeah. All right, you get up to the end of there, and
I see people.
Ah,
there are
bitch.
people up ahead.
Hold up a hand.
There's people through here.
When you hold your hand up like that, Craig just takes it and holds it gently.
So gently.
So gently.
So ch-
Oops.
Right. There are people that way, Craig.
Oh.
Yes, that's why I held
I
up.
thought you wanted me to hold your hand.
Not at this moment.
It was very kind of you.
Thanks.
Very kind, yes. Can you please, you're very sweaty.
I'm
Making
very
your way up
sorry.
through there,
Yeah.
you hear a woman's voice. Seems to be leading some kind of a chant there.
Does it sound
I
familiar?
was going to say, does it sound like
Is it
Lady
that
Britannia?
bitch?
As a matter of fact, it sounds like Lady
That
Britannia.
bitch!
I knew it!
You should.
I knew she didn't dress up in those costumes for no reason.
She was compensating because she was evil.
She was full of lies.
And she was telling you all about how her research into druid.
Oh yeah, we probably should have guessed that one was.
Well,
And she appears to be engaging in some kind of druidic ritual here up at the end of this thing. And there is there's like an altar that is set up there, and
there's
there on top
eyes.
of the altar is this skull thing. And it does not match any of the trappings of this, right? This is all very Celtic and whatever trappings. And this thing's sitting there like a sore thumb. However, it's put in such a position as if she's expecting it to generate some kind of power that's going to fuel something else. I mean, that's the immediate effect that you get. And she's
facing away from us, right?
no, she's
No.
kind of facing the room there,
Shit,
and and as you make your way up, she's like got her eyes closed and she's doing all of this, and then she looks up, and as she's chanting something in some incomprehensible Gaelic dialectic kind of thing, her eyes kind of narrow at you, and she says, "I'm afraid that you're too late. You'll never stop my plans now. I've gotten the artifact and it's going to power my ritual."
What are you even doing?
Silence, fool! I don't have to
taking a moment.
explain myself to you.
Well, no, but if you're going to win anyways, then why don't you tell us? so that we at least know why we're dying.
Usually, a bad guy does a monologue.
I don't do monologues.
Well, that's just because you're a garbage villain.
To her face. To her face.
I thought your whole thing was being over the top.
Does Dr. Natura have vicious mockery?
She fucking should, man. She did take the mean hindrance, so...
So the, yeah.
Mean. Very mean.
Very mean.
We would be more scared and more like on edge if we knew that she wasn't about to fail.
So
because the
she's
artifact
dressed up
didn't even work.
in her full battle array here right now. She's got her cool
so
shield.
tacky. Oh my
She's got her, instead of the little weird trident she had before, she has her sword.
Of course.
And she's just absolutely going bonkers on it. And she says, "My minions, you must put a stop to them before they can interrupt my ritual." And as she shouts that out, the crowds of misguided minions to the front and the rear of you suddenly stop their chanting and they start advancing upon you.
Put on that
So let's
Ripper
throw a
Claw.
bunch of these guys out here at the back.
Let's make
How
sure
do we
that's
zoom out on this thing?
main hand. This one
We're not
is
using
carried.
lines.
Oh, look at that. 8 parry. That makes me feel good about myself.
And we're going to throw these guys into a combat here.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love the subversion of you expect her to monologue. She's like, no, shut up.
Absolutely not.
And we're just like, oh, okay, I guess. Oh. Misguided minion? Oh no, you got a banner.
Oh, the misguided minions drew a black joker, which means that the
I am
GM,
dead last.
There's so
the
many of them.
GM gets
Wow.
a Benny that he
All
can
of you
spend.
have got
That
to the
bodes ill for you guys. All right.
Why can't I?
So
That's rough.
Damn, we're not
the misguided minions are
What?
going to they just stop and they look over at you, and these look like people who may have worked in the mines here back in the past, and now that the mines are closed, they have nothing to do, and so they were ripe for the plucking by this this crazy woman.
Get plucked.
Yeah. So they start moving over and blocking your way so that you can't interrupt the ritual there. Noelle, you're up.
Oh, good.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Well, this seems like a good time. Are all those guys behind us also in the combat as well?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, this is
Oh, we're
interesting.
pinned.
Yes,
Ugh.
yes, we are.
This is a terrible place
Yeah,
to
no,
be.
this is very bad.
So yeah, so you guys stuck as you are between the walls of this narrow corridor, you have a huge mass of people moving towards you from the front, and you hear people stopping their chanting and rushing towards you from the back, and you're in this little choke point. But it worked really well for the Spartans, so maybe you can make something happen out of it.
Yeah, no. As we all know, in 300, the Spartans won. Famously.
Are all the misguided minions? Do they still just look like normal people?
They just look like normal people. I mean,
I
it's
don't wanna explode
yeah, some of
them.
them are like teenage kids, some of them are guys in their 50s and 60s.
I don't want to.
But they have kind of a little
them.
glassy-eyed kind of thing to them. They're under some kind of influence, whether they're misguided followers of this lady who's promised them something that's going to restore their previous way of life, or they are under a spell you don't know.
Tell me what we're going to do.
We should get rid of them.
What are you going to do?
Sometimes you go minions
like,
and
I
minions
don't wanna
can't
kill
think for
them.
themselves.
All right. So here's what we're going to do.
Oh, I
We got to
see.
keep this
Yeah.
moving, so I'm going to
Yeah,
count down, and if you don't give me an action before I get to 5, you go on hold, and then you come back in
Okay,
later, right?
I didn't realize there was stuff behind us. So then what I want to do
So 5
is for
4,
behind us,
3,
those guys, I want
2,
to
1. What?
I want to take out one of my trick arrows,
Yep.
and I want to shoot the knockout one
At whom?
at the back.
The crowd.
The
The crowd at the back?
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Is that a button you hit, or
Yeah. I don't know if I have it.
So just give me, so target one of them, right?
Okay. Oh, I am trying to click it.
Did you you didn't have that loaded, did you, or did you?
Oh, I guess I would have to load it.
So yeah,
oh,
if you want to put in one of your trick bolts, it's going to be an action to do that.
Okay, so then
you
if I
take
say
the-
do 2 actions.
So you'd have
okay,
the
so I'll
m-
do that.
So you'd
yeah.
have the penalty. Right?
Okay,
so
that's
you take
fine.
the -2
yeah,
penalty. then.
Okay, I will do that.
All right, cool.
So do I have to hit my gear first and then click it, or?
No, just if you have your
Is your crossbow
Am I-
equipped?
your crossbow.
I did have it equipped before, but I don't see it in my
go to
gear
your
now.
character sheet really
Here,
quick.
I got it. There,
Okay.
it's equipped. Right?
Cool.
Your mini crossbow is equipped,
Okay.
and you choose your trick bolt with the knockout.
Okay. Where?
Where is the trick bolt?
You don't have to do the trick bolt. Just shoot somebody, and we'll
I thought I had to
adjudicate
pick
the.
So it would be the multi-action penalty.
Yep.
So mini crossbow, multi-action penalty, yes.
Minus
2.
two.
And then you're just shooting the shooting. You're doing
Yeah.
the shooting.
I don't think I. Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't let me like.
Yeah,
click
that's okay.
him, so yeah,
All right. So you shot.
and I missed.
You missed.
Dang.
You want to spend a penny?
Well, this was a
Spend
3.
Yeah, spend a penny.
Defeated.
Go for it.
All right.
So if you want to spend a penny to re-roll that attack.
Oh, sure, might as well. He's the last one.
Do it.
Nope.
No, that was a critical fail.
A critical fail. Oh my goodness, that is terribly bad. So what's going to happen?
We all
here?
die.
Well, you don't all die, but I love critical fails, man.
I don't.
Nicole,
Noelle.
I'm sorry, Noelle.
Whoever you are.
Noelle,
Whatever your alias may be.
she reaches down and she pulls out her regular crossbow bolt from her little hand crossbow and she slaps in this other thing and she pulls it up. And as she goes to fire the thing, Craig is kind of like in the way, blocking the cavern there, and she kind of tries to shoot around him. And she does, but she doesn't hit Craig with the bolt, but she does, as she's trying to aim around him, hit the side of the wall of the cavern here.
Uh-oh.
And let's see if a small template is going to hit anybody here. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that a small template goes off, but it is not enough to hit anybody there.
Thank God.
This cloud of gas spews off of the arrow that she was aiming. The bolt hits the wall, poof, with a big cloud of stuff, but nothing untoward happens.
Is the
from
cloud
there.
still just like there?
It's still there for like
Oh,
another
well, that's
little bit
good.
of a round there. Yeah.
That still kind of blocks our retreat. So that's bad. But if they come up to us, they'll get knocked out.
It
So that's
blocks our
good.
retreat. It's great.
I love not having a way out.
Exactly.
Well, there's-
no way but forward. The Lady Britannia.
Oh God.
She's up next, and she shouts out, "Kill them, you fools! Kill them! I only need a few more minutes before my spell will take place and the ritual shall be complete." And she says, "My delightful pet, I summon you! Go forth and wreak havoc in my name! I
If it's
summon
that
thee,
fucking
Lord Fish and
gargoyle.
Chips!"
I'm sorry.
Lord Fish and Chips, and you hear a loud,
You're kidding.
and from off in the thing.
Well, that's not good.
And
I thought that was a god for a moment. I got very concerned.
it was not. And moving down the corridor,
I can't
into
believe we
view,
all rolled like so.
into
bad.
view, you see
do.
an actual, honest to goodness, lion.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Of course, you.
Well, Craig.
How are you feeling about that toss now?
Misguided minions. They start moving up, but they don't want to walk into the cloud of stuff, so they're just going to continue bang, bang, or just move them all like this. Boop, 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 boop,
I
boop.
like to think that even under hypnosis, they're like, no, not doing that shit.
Yeah,
It's
wait.
your turn.
My turn, yes. So I am going to, seeing that there is a lion that is going to come this direction, I don't really want to kill the other people, so I'm going to make my way up to the lion, which I believe I can do by doing that. And I'm going to stab it.
All right. As you get up close to the lion, it looks very ferocious, but it does have like a little ribbon in its hair.
Oh.
Lord Fish and Chips is very fashionable.
I would like to make 2 attacks.
All right.
So I'm going to do that multi-action penalty. And you know what? For fun, I'm going to make him wild attacks. I think that's more fun.
All right.
So,
Groovy.
all right, so fighting, let's do it. Okay, that's an 8. And would you like me to roll damage then, yeah?
Hang on,
Well, that's if it
because
hits.
we
You
gotta target and see
You
if you
didn't
hit
target
him.
it first?
Right,
So-
yes, sorry. I can't seem to target them for some
That's okay.
reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're on the same
So
page
you
on
did
that issue.
one attack,
Yes.
and you hit him,
Okay.
and we will check the damage.
Right. Is there any... Oh, there we go. You did it for me. Good stuff.
Yeah, GM can hit that.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So that's 1 wound and a shaken.
Yep.
That's good. And then can I make my second attack?
You do not need to, because you take Lord Fish and Chips and you just reach out and stab him. And clearly his roar was worse than his bite. Because
Don't like cats!
whoa!
Craig like opens his jacket and looks at the 2 double rows of kitten pockets inside and just shuts it.
Remind me to
goodness.
stop bringing the cats around.
Well, okay. Do I... If I actually can I make my way towards Lady Britannia?
think you could.
Well,
stab
there's
her?
Another dude right there. Is he gonna attack you if you move?
You will, yes.
But also,
Oh,
I don't think you can
yeah.
move
But that's
anyway.
okay. He's just a
Can you just like
he's a
non-lethal
move,
hit him?
man.
Yeah.
Just like
Can I-
club
can
him in
I-
the side of the head?
I mean, he could like just have an exploding die go nuts.
Right. That's the thing. I don't want to risk that. Is there any way I can try to knock him out instead of murdering him?
Sure. With your sharp claws.
Well, I was gonna just like I imagine they're still kind of weighty, so I'd just be like.
Well,
Like
he
on the
has a
top of the
different
head.
hand. Like
That's true. I could just punch him in the face.
Real quick, just stab him to sleep.
Wait, I'm
Just
carrying a
stab-
lantern in my other hand.
just hit him with the lantern.
I'm not doing that. I don't know, Rob. How do you think? we
Yeah,
should
go
work?
ahead. Just give me a fighting attack.
All right. Let me roll fighting. I don't think there'd be a -2 mod, right? It's because
Yeah.
I'm making 2 attacks. So
Yeah.
You didn't target him. Yeah.
I didn't target him. No.
That's okay.
I don't know why I can't seem to target them.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll edit that out in post. Yeah, with a 4, yeah, you hit him.
I'm not trying to like.
Is he knocked out or is he just
Yeah,
flat?
you know what? He drops. You smash him you hit him with the lantern across the thing. Yep, clang, and it hits him. He falls over. And he was carrying like a knife, but like a kitchen knife, not like a fighting person's knife. It's like he had this kitchen knife.
I don't know how much movement I have left, but I'm using the rest of it to back up a little bit. Oh, actually, maybe I don't have any movement left. All right, we'll just stay there. I murdered the lion. I knocked out the guy, holding my ground. That's
Cool.
it. That's my turn.
All right, nice. Yeah, so that guy there is one. Bam,
I feel bad for that lion.
he's out.
That thing just showed up and died
Craig,
instantly.
Craig, you are up. What are you gonna do here?
That lion picked that ribbon this morning. I am going to...
Man, you killed your cat.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yo, what should I do? Should I go after the lady or should
Yes,
I...
you should go after the lady.
What about all these guys?
Just leave them alone. We'll figure it out later.
All right. Then I'm gonna make my move and get as close to Britannia, which is there, right?
Yep. Now you can run, which means you would roll your run die.
Okay.
Okay. But then that would be an action, so you would.
Well, yeah, I'm
Take a
gonna.
penalty.
I'll run up and I'm just
Yep.
gonna, with my club, just haul off and try to smack her.
So on your character sheet there, if you open up your character sheet next to your pace, there should be a little square with your thing, so you could roll your running die. If you click that next to
I
the
get
6 for
lost
your
on this
pace,
thing.
right?
Status? No.
There should be a little 6. You got your character sheet open? It's
Apparently
not on the little taskbar.
Oh, it's not on the taskbar.
Nope.
Okay.
So open up your character sheet.
All right.
It might be on the taskbar, but I know it's on the character
Let me
sheet.
find it over here.
You just double click on your icon. It should come
Oh,
up
okay.
there.
There it is.
And right next to pace, there's a little square, and that's your run die. So you have a D6 that you can run an additional D6.
Okay. Do I just click that?
Yep. So you get an additional 4 points of movement, which will get you up into melee with her.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna use my big ass spiked heavy club,
Yep.
Beat him.
and I'm just gonna swing straight at her.
Sweet. So
Ball
we're going to
and
make sure
helmet
that
so
you
that it
target her
dents.
first, right?
Right.
Okay. What?
So if you-
how does targeting work? 'Cause
I don't know.
see
Can you
this.
right click on her?
It's not really registering as a right click.
All right.
Okay.
Let me just click the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
I can set her as the target for you.
Okay. That's -2 fighting.
Were you recklessly attacking or no?
No.
All right.
A miss.
She has that big honking shield, right? And as you go to swing at her,
that'll
she
do
just
it.
deftly brings it up, and your thing kind of clangs off of it. And you realize, oh, while these guys around her might be mooks and sad, and she may seem kind of silly, she is still a member of the Rippers and a more experienced one than you guys.
Solid point.
Yes.
But we can probably team up on her and win maybe.
Yes, hopefully. Once again, these minions at the south are being kept at bay by Noel's gaseous cloud, which is going to expire at the end of the round here. Dr. Natura.
All right. Let
Poor
me
lion.
see how far I can go.
I really hope that you get the kill by just blowing her head
Yeah,
off,
I
by the
will-
way.
Yeah.
Like,
Well
we're using
deserved.
weaponry and you just...
How do I actually?
That'd be so great.
Oh, there's a select target thing.
Yeah, select target. That's what we try to do.
There's an actual button to do it. You can't just click them. It's the target on the left.
That's how we've been doing... What? But it
Yeah.
worked before.
Yeah, it's kind
All
of.
right.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I want if I can move. I can't move.
That's weird.
I'm only
Well, now we know.
targeting. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm moving. So I want to move up.
Now,
You have to
You have to go through
you
like
have
the
to go through the
tunnel
light
and
part
then
because if
move.
you try to walk through the dark,
Okay,
it's a
so
wall. So you can do it in several steps if you
here.
want. It'll keep track of your available movement.
That
And
goes.
then I just, like, so I'm still next to this guy so he doesn't get an opportunity attack, but I have line of sight for this bitch.
Well, that guy was knocked
guy's
out
out,
anyway.
That guy's unconscious.
I mean, the guy right, oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
also
he's-
on the ground.
he's gone.
Okay.
I bonked him with the
Um,
lantern.
So yeah, I would like to blast
There,
her.
we'll leave him with a blood splat token. We'll leave that with a blood splat token. There.
Did you name the lion after Brady's cats?
I did, in fact.
That's really great. I'm glad that I slaughtered it.
Man.
Damn.
I'm glad that you made it so that this thing
Have you
that
looked
was
at the
trying to
Have you
kill
looked at the
us-
picture of Lady Britannia yet?
No, what? For, like the token?
No.
Why? What is
Where
it?
is it?
Put
What?
it. He put it in the Discord.
What did you do?
I lost
I mean,
track.
I did look at it.
Oh god.
All right, we'll clear that up
Yeah, we'll clear
afterwards.
that
Let's
up
keep moving
after.
here.
Would this be considered medium range?
Well, let's check the distance there. So we can get the measurement controls out here, and we can go from there. Whoops, we don't want that. Escape. Da, 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 da. We want to auto target. No, we want to. Oh, there's the measured distance, and from where you are to there is 3.21 inches to her. And the range on your shotgun, the range increments on that.
5, 10, and 20.
So 5, 10, and 20. So you would be at short range, it looks like.
Nice.
Fuck him up.
Yep.
Are you shooting the mooks?
No, I'm shooting the witch.
Okay, you rolled your damage, unfortunately, before you rolled
does
to
it do
hit. So if you hit her,
So
it'll be
do
one
I
wound
just
and
roll
shaken,
my
but-
shooting?
you roll your shooting first, and then you check the damage with that. Yep.
That's
And
like
Benny?
No, it's not.
with that,
You could use a Benny.
Benny?
Damn.
Only marginally better.
and her parry is 8, so that
That's not gonna hit.
still misses.
That was
Man.
Unfortunately.
Like that's a problem.
All right. We are going to jump to the next round of combat.
Oh no.
And
Oh god. Okay. Oh,
let's
right,
get back
and
to
only
here,
thing
to
will
there,
re-roll.
to there. Next turn. All right, so we
And-
refilled the
God,
deck and
she's
we revealed
fast.
new initiative for everybody, and
still
this is going to disappear, so that is no longer there.
I'm gonna get
And the
slaughtered.
misguided minions are going. So,
Don't worry, they're misguided.
gosh darn it. All right.
I'm gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah, you're the only one still in the hallway. That's not good, actually.
Yeah.
He rushes up to there.
Well, the cloud's still there, though. That's good.
Yeah, no, the cloud should not be there. Cloud's
That's
gone.
not
Never
supposed to be there.
mind.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
it's
I
I'm
thought it
getting
was going to
slaughtered.
go away when it got
It's
to your
pretty.
turn.
No.
I was, in fact, wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing you have those other trick bolts, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep having a -2 each time because I gotta use an action. to put it in
Britannia.
again.
Lady Britannia.
Yeah.
It's so many
Yeah.
levels layered in
What?
there,
What
it's
did?
so
What
good.
happened? What?
If you look at the name of the file, it's Britannia.
You made the final boss pretty.
Well,
And
I
if
made
you
the,
zoom in,
I made
it's
the mini
pretty-
bosses the ether bastards, you dummies.
Oh yeah.
You had a four-armed flying construct, you had a big giant thing with a weak leg, you had a shapeshifter, and you had a blue guy with a pet arthropod and guns and grenades.
I thought that one was very Flux-like. I didn't think of any of the other ones.
That explains the gun.
Wait, am I the gargoyle?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well.
Well, indeed.
Goodness.
All right,
Well,
this guy
I'm gonna
rushes
take my
up here.
leave
This
now.
guy rushes up with his
Dumb.
hand weapons. He goes to hit Noel.
I'm a goner.
Yeah.
Please don't die.
That's so
I
incredible.
love
Hits.
I'm gonna die.
And
Oh God.
uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Oh,
Oh, Noel is shaken.
Okay, that's better than getting stabbed.
It is better than getting
damage.
stabbed.
yeah.
However, another minion is able to move right up here next to that, and
Can
is
he
able
also
to once
hit
again.
past his friend?
Yeah, they can scooch right in there. There's no grid,
It's gonna be very
Babe,
easy
no.
to hit me.
and
I got a
so-
parry of 2.
Please leave. Get
I
out of there.
can't.
I know. When it gets to your turn, I mean.
I didn't think I
Well,
could.
there's no disengage either. So.
No.
Because they have a gang up bonus, so that's a hit.
It's extremely easy to hit.
So that makes it a wound, right?
However, no damage there.
Okay. You're
Oh,
fine.
I don't know how that works, but I'll take it.
Well, I think if you roll low enough, you'll miss, right? Or
And now it's the evil Lady Britannia.
The very, very evil.
very, very evil Gritty.
Super evil.
Yep. So, she stops her chanting. She looks over at Craig, who is right up in her grill, and the first thing she does is she
Even in the alternate universe, I still antagonize.
she's
her
going to do a
allies.
multi-action penalty, right? So she's going to do 2 actions here. The first thing she does is she is going to cast a spell.
Oh, jeez.
That's not allowed. We didn't take any of those, so she should
know.
be fair.
Oh, she failed.
And as you watch a
Oh, she failed.
from
Power failed.
yes, it would have failed, except she's going to spend a Benny.
No.
yeah, that's fair.
It still failed.
Bitch!
Still fails. She's going to spend another Benny.
and critically
Just give up,
failed.
Brady.
And critically failed.
Yeah, how do you like that, Britty?
So
Yeah, it's personal
Brittany,
now.
so Lady Britannia,
Just call her Brady.
yeah, so Brittany,
Lady Brittany.
she shouts out, "Arise, my army of plants, and defend me!" And up from the ground, out of this cave bottom, these briary plant things come up, and they start to swirl around her to make a protective sheath, so that anyone attacking her will be struck by these thick thorns. And then she goes, "Ow! Ow! 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 Damn it! Ow! Ow!" With her second,
How's that for your magic?
with her second action, she decides that she is going to blast Craig with a blast of hellfire.
Okay, yeah.
Goodness.
Oh my
Sounds
god.
about right.
Watch this go so poorly for us.
Oh, Craig, please. Oh my god.
Man.
She spends another Benny
Isn't
because
that your
she
last
really
Benny?
doesn't want this to end this badly for her.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Does she have to get past my parry?
Oh, there, that one. I think.
Oops,
Or my toughness?
hang on.
I think she just met your. Isn't your toughness 8?
Oh no, my toughness is.
Oh, sorry, my toughness is 8. I don't know what your.
That's a miss because as she is
Oh, dang.
flinching from these thorns that she summoned that are stabbing her and scratching up her legs, she
Ooh, so
reaches
good.
out and she
Should've
goes
worn
to cast a
pants.
blast of hellfire at Craig. And Craig just kind of like pushes her arm aside, and this blast of hellfire scorches the side of the cave.
It's not very nice.
She burns her own shit.
This lady is like a professional ripper, and everything is going wrong. And I feel bad for her, but it's so funny.
I don't.
This makes excellent show. I love it.
Okay.
My world domination plan is coming to
These remaining minions are rushing up to try to get into the thing, but they can't really get through because there's just too many of them clogging the thing to get at Noel.
Fuck out of there.
This one here,
I'm gonna get
however,
hit.
does step forward to attack Dr. Natura. And so, yeah, boom, boom. And here we go with the big honkin'. Oops.
Did you roll?
Not yet.
God.
Oh.
Not yet, not yet.
I was like, what?
We were targeting you, and now, yeah, he's got like, you know, they don't have like real weapons. I mean, they have like this guy pulls out of his pocket. He's got like a little like a gardening trowel, and he goes to hit you with this thing, right?
We'll see.
The
He
gardening
crits.
trowel of
He
ultimate
crits. He crit
destruction.
fails himself because he only has one die.
I'm
hits
just so
himself with the
short. He like
Yeah, he spins
Misjudged.
around and he goes kind of prone. He's like, ah.
This is
All right.
amazing.
This fight has turned out.
This fight
so
has turned
well.
out so much better than you guys could have possibly imagined.
I'm a big
Yeah,
fan.
honestly.
Noel,
Oh,
you recovered from being shaken, I
oh,
believe.
good,
cool.
good,
Nice.
good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that high spirit's actually pretty good, huh?
Yep.
It works out well. I'm gonna get
That's how us
hit,
little people
but
stay
I need to
alive.
do something. So
Yeah, get out of there. if
we're
you can.
gonna.
All right, so
make
as you
our way
move,
to-
these
yeah.
guys do get attacks against you.
Please don't die.
So we target you and gear and whoops. We target you with this guy and we go gear and he's gonna swing his sad little hand weapon at you. Is like his wife's
Yeah.
rolling pin.
That still hits.
Oh, you are very squishy.
Yeah, I have got two.
Two pair. Oh, he crit failed though.
Yeah, but on the damage roll, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, he doesn't do any damage to you. The other guy, however, he is going to swing his improvised little hand weapon, which is like a little skinny pocket knife.
I bet if they had real weapons, they'd do better. But you know how
Yeah,
it is.
they're just guys.
5
That one
again.
hits, and he does. He does significant damage, but you're shaken.
Okay, so you're still good.
Well, that means
Yeah,
she
but
can't
I-
do an action this turn, right?
Right, but it's better than getting actually wounded.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Moving on. Boom, boom,
Moving
boom, boom,
on.
boom. We're up to this misguided
Would I been able to
minion.
move a little bit more to be like out of the way of the?
Yeah, you can still
thing?
move.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna move myself just right out of the little.
All right, cool. Yeah, these guys are kind of moving and trying to get up to the thing, but they can't really get through that hallway much there. They're just moving around like that. Pow, pow, pow. Dr. Natura,
I'll
you're
just
up.
remember you have to take an
Okay,
action.
so I need to spend an action just to reload, right?
Yeah, if you did both barrels, yep. So you got to spend an action reloading,
So then I will have to do that.
and you do have a guy right up there in your grill who's swinging like a trowel at you, a little garden.
Can I try and just hit him with the butt of my rifle?
Yeah, you could.
How would I do that?
Just give me a fighting roll. We'll figure out what it does.
Is it skill?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, skills.
I don't have fighting, so it'd be an
Unskilled attempt.
Then it'd
unskilled
be an
attempt.
unskilled attempt. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. Oh my
Excellent.
god.
Wow. On
So
an
Dr. Natura,
unskilled att-
as she's reloading the thing,
Wow.
and it's a multi-action penalty, but still, you got, yeah, you did a,
Dang.
so it's -2 for the unskilled attempt. It's going to be another -2 because you're doing a multi thing. You were
Yeah.
reloading and just jabbed this guy with it
That's
as you
still
did
a
it.
13.
That's still a 13, so yeah, you do multiple of those, and this guy, we're not even going to sit there and try to figure out math. He just goes down.
just clock. I get him
Very
like
calmly.
just under the chin because I'm so short. I'm just like, mother, do you mind?
Get out
Like
here.
right in like the weak
yeah,
spot
just
right
the
there.
right angle, and he drops like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
I don't know where. It's like somewhere around here. There's
Yeah,
like
it's
there's like
somewhere
All
a
right,
inside.
so there's
spot,
another
yeah.
potato sack on the floor as a result of the.
No fucks given. She just
Vicious
like
damage that's being
finishes like loading her gun.
All right, are you moving or anything?
No,
funny.
All right.
There's no real point in it.
Okay. This minion here, yeah, he's kind of jammed up in there and can't do anything. Craig,
Go
Yeah.
Craig.
you have this woman who has wrapped herself in thorns, who has blasted the wall because you just kind of pushed her hand aside as she went to shoot hellfire at you. And she's kind of looking at you with like almost like the look that Brittany gives when Ian annoys her.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna do 2 attacks. The first attack is gonna be normal. The second attack is gonna be a called shot to the side of her head.
Okay. Sweet.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Sorry, Brady.
Are you?
Are you really?
Not
though?
to this pretty.
All right. So first of all, make sure you got it targeted.
Yep. No.
All right.
-2. Fighting +2. Let's do the thing.
All right.
No.
Your first attack missed. Did you want to
Roll a
spend a
Benny.
Benny and re-roll it?
I'm gonna spend a Benny and re-roll it.
All right.
Aw.
Missed
Nope.
worse.
Either way.
At least it wasn't a critical
Second
throw.
attack. I'm just gonna do it again.
Yep.
This is the called shot, right?
Yes. So that's what, -4?
Yep.
Ooh, boy.
What does a called shot do if you hit it again?
Fun
Hey.
stuff.
It's
Fun
good things.
I'm gonna try one more time, Benny. Last Benny.
No
crap.
Last Benny. Oh no, you can't soak. All right, sweet.
Well, she ain't hit me yet.
That's true. She ain't hit you yet.
Clearly, she's an idiot.
Wayne, what you doing?
So there's 5 guys coming from up behind us, and I don't believe they have burgers or fries, so I don't want them to fight us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach into my bag, and I have, if I am correct on this, I have a flask of oil, and I also have a currently lit lantern. Yes?
I'll say the lantern is still lit after you clock that guy in the head with it.
Yeah, so...
You probably broke the glass, but the flame is still going. Sure.
Right. So I want to take the... Because that is a very narrow hole.
How many actions do you do in this turn?
Well, so I would need 1 to take out and throw the oil. Or
Yes.
that'd be... Yeah, and then 1 to throw the lantern onto it. Because I want to light the hallway behind us so
right.
they can't get to
Yep.
us. I don't know what rules those are.
So I'm going to say it's going to be athletics, generally
That
to
makes
throw things.
Okay, so we'll just do just an athletics
So you
check.
do the first athletics roll to throw the flask of oil.
And that's a -2 to the roll?
Yep.
Oof, that's really low. I'm going to re-roll it. That seems important.
Dang.
Oh, wow, that's so bad. Do I have another Benny? I do
You
have
got
another
2.
Benny. I'm going to use it again. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is not happening.
So what happens here when you do a grenade attack or something that doesn't hit like it's supposed to? You get deviation, and it goes kind of a random thing. I'm going to say that it's going to.
I mean, it's just the oil, so I don't know where the oil's going to land.
Yeah. So let's say that the oil goes. We'll say it goes a little farther than you intended. So it flies over the top of these guys and smashes on the wall kind of behind them. So the big clump of 3 are in front of the oil. Let's do that there. Okay? Now you get to throw the lantern and try to hit this patch of oil. So that's going to be a second athletics attack, again with the -2.
I'm realizing that
You
I
got
think I
this.
completely whiffed that, and I'm like, ah, shit. But it's better to have a couple less of them, so I'm still going to go for it. So
Would it be -2 or -4?
This is a -2 still, because it's just a multi-attack.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Dang.
god, I can't throw this at all. I'm not going to re-roll it. I'm just going
All
to
right.
throw the lantern
So
at
you
them.
throw the lantern, and the lantern kind of lands in front of these guys, and they kind of like step out of the way a little bit, like, why are you throwing your lantern at us?
What the fuck?
All right, so these guys in the back were hit with some oil, but they're not caught on fire, and these guys in the front here had a lantern thrown at them, but they weren't soaked with oil.
That being said, I am doing this.
All right, closing off the back.
Yeah,
Loyalty.
I don't want anybody getting past me at my wife, because I care about her.
Aww. So
Darling,
sweet.
don't step this way, please.
Wasn't planning on it.
Try to find a place away from all the mooks.
Minion moves up to here, going to attack Dr. Natura, and
What's this one got?
he's got
Couple of
he's got a
spaghetti
rock. He
noodles?
picks up a rock up off the
He's
ground,
got a rock.
and he goes to hit her with
As
a
long as
rock.
it's not a coat hanger.
No.
You mean coat rack? Coat racks are dangerous.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know what just happened.
He hit
Oh, I know
you
what happened. No.
3
I had these
times.
other guys targeted down there
Oh,
still.
I was like,
So
"Jeez,
Dr. Natura was
okay."
hit. The other guys, it doesn't matter. Dr. Natura was hit,
Okay.
and he rolls his damage.
Oof.
And it is, it starts
No.
popping and exploding. Dr.
Well-
Natura, 2 wounds and shaken. You want to try to soak that? You got any bennies left?
Yeah, please, yeah.
only
Do
have
I
one.
just
Yes.
hit this guy?
Or is it the one above,
Or
like at the bottom?
Oh, this one right here.
The one above you to
Soak
the
damage.
right.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. That's a little better.
All right. So you had 2 wounds and shaken. You soaked one of them, so you have 1 wound and you're shaken. All right.
Oof. That was a really sharp rock.
That was a sharp rock.
You know
Sometimes.
what? Rocks have been the
Bang.
most deadly thing in this campaign so far.
Next turn.
Yes.
First, it was the tile
You're
that was thrown at
first.
that guy.
Rocks and shotguns.
Me.
Hey, Wayne drew a red joker, so everybody on your team gets a Benny.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is
Yes, it is.
nice.
And Wayne, you can choose when to go with your joker. You can drop in anytime and interrupt somebody. Like, in other words, you don't have to say, I'm going to go before this. You can wait until they declare an action, then you can jump in and interrupt them before that happens.
Yeah, you know what? I'll wait it out for now.
All right.
I will let my darling go first.
So you are going to go on hold. So we're going to put you on hold, and we're going to move on to Nicole. I keep saying Nicole. Noelle. It's
Noelle.
spelled right there.
Dang, look at you.
Oh, look at you. You are super not shaken now.
Super unshaken.
Yep. All right, what's Noelle doing?
Can you provide help to Craig or something?
That's what I'm.
So keep in mind, there's a guy like right in front of us.
Oh yeah, he just
too.
clocked Dr. Naturo with a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
I don't know if that one's.
But he's
next
not
to me.
adjacent to you, so you
Yeah,
can
I was
move
gonna say,
around.
so I
If
can
you have
move.
enough movement to go around without getting in his grill, you can not avoid an attack from him.
Shoot him.
I know. I think getting Lady Britannia is more important. So I think what I want to do is I want to take just one turn. I want to load in my binding arrow.
Okay.
So and then wait till my next turn to try to get.
Don't forget, you do
Britannia.
also have your pepper spray.
I do also have my pepper spray.
What is
But
pepper
Craig
spray
is right
do?
there. What pepper spray does.
Oh, it just.
Yeah.
That would be the best way to take care of Lady Britannia. You just
Right?
I,
Can't.
I don't know if I could make. I don't think I can make it to her though. Oh
There's
wait.
only one way to test this.
Wait.
Are you gonna pepper
Real
spray?
Get
Wait, I
right
guess
behind her and do it.
I think you should.
You
do
know,
it.
I
Do
can't-
it.
Spray that
I
shit
can
in
get-
Blind that
Britannia's
bitch.
eyes.
Get her.
She's not very intimidating, but she's trying to go up to her, just be like, "Fuck you."
So
You hurt
so
my friend.
Noelle kind of pulls out this weird contraption, right? And it's kind of
I
this.
guess it's
this
just like, I guess
it's kind of like one of those
that thing.
old-fashioned
Yeah. Oh,
bug sprayer guns, you know, but with like brass and wood. And she holds it and she goes, ah!
Yeah.
And this cloud of some kind of noxious gas flies out. And so where's the thing?
I
Amazing.
love that. What do you have to do for that?
I don't know.
So you need to roll
Pepper sprayer.
No, first I should-
shooting.
Yeah, target her first.
So target her and do a
There you
shooting.
go.
Is it?
Do I have to click my pepper spray and then it'll bring it up? Okay,
Yep.
there we go. Shooting.
Oh.
Dang.
That's okay
No.
because you don't actually have to target her or her parry. You're just
'cause it's
spraying
just
a,
like
a
a
thing
cloud.
out.
That
So
makes
you can put it in such a way that it's going to hit her and maybe that other minion, but not hit Craig even.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you have to roll?
So if you
for?
did like that,
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Works
So it
for
just
me.
works
that's
then?
all. Yep.
Yeah.
It just
Great.
works.
works.
It's like a
More
one.
of an area
It's like a one-shot
effect.
thing. Yep.
You gotta send your fireball back there.
Yeah. And it creates a medium burst template at a max range of 2.
Stay safe,
Victim
darling.
must make a vigor roll or be stunned. So Britty,
Get her.
who is nothing if not known for her vigor, is going to make
Palin.
is going to make a vigor roll.
Is that a fail?
And that's a fail.
Yeah.
She's got bennies to burn.
Oh,
She's got
fuck
bennies. She still fails.
Not helping.
Because when it rains for Britty, it pours. She's going to spend one more and try to pass this thing.
Apparently.
No, because it's a vigor roll at -2. She fails again. She is stunned.
Yeah.
Probably still mourning the loss of her beloved Lord Fish and Chips.
You know what? I think I'm gonna hop in right behind Noelle here.
All right.
Because I was just like, stay behind me. What? So I'm gonna turn right the fuck around. I'm like,
Stay
what?
behind me, darling. She
What are you
runs
doing?
screaming over there and starts
What?
spraying clouds.
So yeah, I'm gonna run over next to Craig here. and I'm gonna. While she's stunned.
She's stunned. Yeah.
I see all the. So I'm just like. Okay. So I'm gonna run over that direction, and I'm gonna try to take a swipe at her while she's trying to protect her own face.
You're trying to protect your wife, and all you hear is "fuck you."
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna make a wild attack.
Yeah, she's vulnerable. You can just go nuts on her
I'm
here.
gonna make a wild attack. I'm just gonna make one attack.
my
I just want to do damage.
Yep.
So, do I have any bonuses to that? Because I'm next to my friends.
You get a bonus because she's prone, but it should calculate that in.
Okay, so we'll just go fighting there. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Nice.
Does that hit? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 15.
Alright.
But you didn't have her targeted, so let's do this.
Of course. I forgot to hit the target button again.
All right, so you have a gang up bonus. She's vulnerable, so you hit her with a raise. So we're gonna click to roll the damage here, and
That's
2 wounds.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So I kind of like skid in there, and I'm gonna swipe it like
boom,
right
boom,
at her legs,
boom.
just like underneath the shield, like midsection to leg area.
She is in terribly bad shape.
Darling, get out of here! But also, good job.
Gotta do something.
She's caught in the battle lust.
It was really great.
Craig,
but please
Craig,
back
you
off.
are up.
Go, Greg.
Are you gonna take her out, or are you gonna
do something.
wait and let your wife kill Steele again?
Bonker.
Again. Am I going to wait for that? No, I'm not going to wait for that.
No, I'm not.
My wife's
Get her,
always,
Craig.
Joey's always stealing my kills.
It's okay, guys. I totally won't like die or anything next turn.
You'll be fine. If we kill her, then you won't die.
Hopefully.
Because I might break the curse.
Yeah, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, we're free. Thank you, everyone." And then they'll shower us in gold and bennies.
Okay, well, let me adjust.
Bennies.
I'm going to take my first one. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to take my first one on Brittany. And
Yep.
then the second one, I'm going to turn around and go and hit the dude that attacked her.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
So multi-action, -2.
Are you making it reckless? You should make it a wild attack.
Yeah, make a wild attack. How do I do that?
Yeah, there's like a little box
When you,
for it.
Yeah, when you pull it up, it should give
Oh,
you
I
a
see
chance
it,
for a
yep.
wild attack.
Yeah,
let's
it
do
adds
that.
like a +2, right? So it's like
Yeah,
pretty
but
solid.
you got a massive gang up bonus and everything, so
Okay.
you definitely hit her.
Good stuff.
Click.
Boom.
Oh, damn.
Oh, she's down and out.
So that's a total of like what, like
It even automatically puts
seven wounds?
Yeah, she's
Does that
down.
mean she's dead, or
She says, "Oh, for the love of country, I did it all." Thump.
Right in the middle of her saying that, I drop another one on her head and just...
Keep hitting it with the pepper spray, darling.
All right. As she drops, the people around, they kind of shake their heads and they're like, "Whoa, what's going on here? What's all this about?" And they come back to their senses, and you don't have to run over and hit one of these guys unless you really want to.
He's still at my wife, right?
Yeah, he's there, but
Okay, he still hit my wife, though, right?
he did.
Then I'm going to come back and do it.
What happened?
This guy...
Whoa, I come
Craig.
out of my trance. I don't know what was going on here. Ow!
-2.
Craig, do not.
Craig, please. It's a race. Oh no.
So in much the same way that Craig was anime punched through a wall earlier, this sad, hapless local man who was caught under the spell of Brittany, as are we all, gets anime punched through the wall of the cave. And with that, the credits roll.
Yay.
The traitor to the Rippers has been found. And Victorian England is safe once again. Thank you, everybody, for
did it,
sticking with us
darling.
through this whole ordeal.
Yay, Rob!
I'm
not gonna
great
say
time running this for you. I hope you had as much fun watching it as we had running it and playing it. Thanks once again to CAM for the use of their facilities. I believe there is still an opportunity in the link here to help out CAM by throwing a few bucks their way to pay for the infrastructure hits that they have taken lately. That is the most help that you can give us financially. Thanks to all my players for rolling with this wacky, zany thing that got even sillier as we went along. Thank you for everybody in the control room. Thank you for Brittany for being on board with me, making her the big bad of this thing, even though she was ridiculously silly. Thank you all.
How
And
fair.
next week, I believe we are back with the main campaign
The
to
Ether
find
Bastards.
out what's
bastards are
happening with
back.
those Easter bathers. But thank you to Lindsey, thank you to Brad for jumping in and helping out here. And goodbye, everybody.
Bruh, 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 bruh.